pimp, not a simp. A pimp, not a simp. A pimp, not a simp. We eat so many shrimp. I got iodine partners.
My bitch a choosy lover, never fuck without a rubber. Never in the sheets like it on top of the cover. Money on the dresser, drive a compressor. Top notch hoes get the most, not the lesser. Trash like the buck for $40 in the club. Fucking up the game, bitch, it gets no love. She be cross country, giving all that she got. 1,000 a pop, I'm putting business off the lot. I smashed up the gray one, bought me a red. Every time we hit the parking lot, we turn head. Some hoes wanna choose, but them bitches too scary. Your bitch chose me, you ain't a pimp, you a fairy.
A pimp, not a simp. A pimp, not a simp. A pimp, not a simp. We eat so many shrimp. I got iodine partners.
Hey, what's up, good guys? What's going on? Welcome to the live stream where I having a discussion with Freedom Unchained. By the way, dude, I think you gotta unmute yourself if you can't. You don't know. And you know we already. You're still on mute. Oh, are you?
There we go.
Oh, there we go.
There we
Perfect. We already had a couple of videos with each other, and we both agreed to, you know, kind of, instead of doing reply videos over and over and over again, one after the other, let's cut the middleman and have a live discussion. The agreed upon, I guess, at least opening discussion is going to be on the role of the courts in general, and you know that can actually have a lot of different varying topics, but I'm sure we'll be able to kind of narrow things down piece by piece. But why don't you go ahead and tell me about yourself, and then I'll let you get the ball rolling.
About myself.
Well-
Like, what do you want to know?
I mean,
Oh, man.
what you you know what got you started into, you know, learning about sovereignty, common law, and you know,
All right. So,
beliefs and whatnot.
you know, most people they come, we're taught we're American, right? And our Constitution, protects our freedoms and stuff like that. I think I always struggle with that idea that I don't actually have as much freedoms as what they teach us in schools and stuff like that. So I think the time when this kind of got me triggered was when in 2016 I learned about Bitcoin, and I learned the power of the blockchain, and I was like, man, this is great technology. This is going to be able to help guide freedom or empower us even more and stuff like that. So I didn't really get started looking into that kind of stuff until common law and stuff until my brother actually, he less freedom minded as me. He got married and then had children, like a lot of people, and then got divorced. And then he didn't want the government to pretty much tell him how to support his children. He wanted to support his children. He just didn't want he wanted it to be a fair agreement between. You'd have to ask him, but anyway,
Right.
He got me into. Well, he introduced me to the word common law, and that kind of where I went down the rabbit hole of that. And with YouTube back in the day in 2016, before they started censoring everybody, and the algorithm was really good. You can go from one rabbit hole to the next rabbit hole to the next rabbit hole.
That's usually how it goes. Yeah.
Yeah, but nowadays it's harder to find those rabbit holes. They hide them all from you now.
Well, it's only a bit shoot away. So. I mean,
slow.
I know it's terrible. It's the only way I can find new content these days, though. So I gotta I get my hands dirty. But so what I do, and I know we already had our back and forth, and we obviously already have our preconceived kind of ideas. But I'm an attorney. I'm licensed in the state of New Jersey and New York. I've been an attorney for about 10 years now, going on 11 years. And, I've found this sort of ideology kind of fascinating to me when I first kind of discovered it, probably around 7 years ago, 2013. Where these ideas about the law and sovereignty and how my entire profession is part of a satanic cult. I didn't learn that one in my first year of law school. I didn't learn that I was relinquishing my citizenship by becoming an esquire. So these are all fascinating new things to me. So I was kind of curious to see what it's all about. So that's where, and oftentimes I look at it and I see it, and I, in my line of work and my basis and my experience of researching this, and oftentimes, and actually all the time, I have yet to see these kinds of arguments, have merit when challenged. Now, I imagine that, and from watching Paul's live stream yesterday, he doesn't seem to care whether or not the courts agree with him. He's pretty much set in his ways on what his beliefs are. Yeah, see, that's where we're going to get to. So that's where I'm coming from. That's why I came out the door as it was here with your initial video, relying on Paul's traffic stop as a claim of victory, and so that's a lot of time. That's where I'm going to be coming from, especially when both Paul and yourself yesterday, as you recall, during your live stream with him, they both talked about the court cases that you claim that SCOTUS, even though you guys don't believe in SCOTUS having any authority in the first place, you believe that SCOTUS has agreed with your common law understanding. So that's where I'm coming from tonight. But as I said before, I'll let you get the ball rolling.
Well, like I said, that one video I think would really help us, start talking about different things. So I just want to set the boundaries. Like, I don't think either of us really know facts or law or anything. So like, instead of like trying to argue, maybe we'll just be like, well, this is what I believe in, or my beliefs are, instead of using like, well, the facts are. I just wanted to, get that out there first to just kind of like set the tone of this. My
problem with that, when in the email that you sent me earlier, talking about this, my problem that I have with that is if you and Paul are going to, make certain declarations, specifically a point of fact that this U.S. Supreme Court case says, quote, X, Y, and Z in support of our position, I'm going to challenge you on that. If I can find what the actual quotes of the court actually says. So I'm not going to let that kind of thing go, especially when Paul and yourself use it extensively. You had it in your description in your YouTube video. Paul has an entire video with the exact same quotations on there. And he uses it as an authority, even though he ultimately doesn't recognize SCOTUS as an authority. So why is he doing it in the first place? I don't know. So that's I'm not going to let that go simply because.
Let me answer that for you. The reason why we use their laws and rules is because it helps us to kind of get them to kind of understand that, or get them to start thinking about things, and it starts a conversation like what was happening in Paul's thing, and it keeps us from getting thrown out of the car and arrested and all that kind of stuff. So it's just kind of more of a protection. But a lot of people, there's a lot of people that are like, well, this code says, and then they're not using the words they're not defining that as their code. That's like a lot of the sovereign citizens. I'm on the same boat as you. I believe the sovereign citizens are the people that are way far off of what I believe. Go ahead, you call those people like the Moors. They're sovereign citizens because they're way out there. we'll go over all of that kind of stuff. But like, I just don't like how we'll talk about this as well. Like you I think it's your as you were saying, the like evil corporation or whatever. What were you talking about? The your bar club?
Yeah, the idea that my legal profession is a secret satanic cult designed and grown to take over the world or something or another. And I've heard every sort of claim in the book that BAR is an acronym that means British Accredited Registry. And, there's no such thing as a license to practice law. You know what? I wish that were the case. It would save me about $400 every 2 years to New York and about $300 every year to New Jersey to having to maintain my license.
Is it a license or is it is it a bar card? Like
no,
a membership?
No.
Something? Does it actually say license? What?
I have a wall license literally behind me.
And it says license.
It says I am
Okay.
By the state of New York. I'm licensed. With New Jersey, I'm authorized to practice law, but it's still colloquially a license to practice. And this is one of the biggest myths that I keep on hearing with most groups in this community. I do not need to be a member of any bar association. I'm not a member of the ABA, American Bar Association. I'm not a member of the New York State Bar Association. I'm not a member of the New Jersey State Bar Association. My license, my authorization to practice law is governed by the judiciary, by the courts. It's not a private membership organization that has sole fealty on who gets to practice law. It's the judiciary. It's the arm of the state government that is in theory controlled under the purview of the people. So it's not a private club that is gatekeeping the practice of law. And so I try to tell people that over and over, but obviously nobody believes me.
Well, I think we'll cover that in the video because I want to talk about that. But I believe the same thing. I'm a man. I don't need a license to go defend, or I don't even want to defend myself. Go stand up for my rights in court. You know what I mean? I don't need somebody to go represent me. We'll go about wording and everything, but people talk about this right here, the Black's Dictionary. This is not like an official dictionary. Most of these words are not words because they use two words and then they act like that's a word and they put a definition after. It's like a word. If you want to put two words, you put a dash between it. I'm not really good at vocabulary or English and stuff like that. Like I said in my video, I don't know how many videos you listen to of me, but I come straight out. My weaknesses, I in my indoctrination camp, my school, I was in special ed. I was horrible in reading and spelling. Okay. But I was amazing in everything else. I have a high IQ. My science was always off the score. I was like a 99. My math was amazing until I got to the algebra 2 and stuff like that, where I'm like, they're those when they start putting words into math, I'm like, what the fuck? Why do I need to start learning this? Like, why can't you guys just teach me the shit I need to learn? But I don't know how you feel about indoctrination camps, but that's what I call them now.
I mean, I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna take your word on that. So anyway, going back, we'll call. Let me go. Can we go?
Schools educate us though.
Poorly, but yes.
Okay, there we go. At least as long as we're a little close to.
They could be better. They could always be better. I mean, yeah. But I think I went to a decent school.
I think we need to do more mentorships, figure out something you're passionate about, then go. I don't know. Well, that's a whole.
I mean,
we won't get into there. Maybe another time. I got plans, big plans. Don't worry.
Okay. So going back to where I was originally going to kind of bring us back into it is that I understand I get your point on why you cite to SCOTUS even if you don't ultimately hold them to an authority. But with that being said, if you're going to cite to them, I always make sure that you cite correctly and that you understand what you're citing to. So that's why I harped on it over and over again against you and Paul relying on these cases when I'm going to sit here and say to you, that I'm willing to bet that none of you guys have actually looked up any of these cases in full.
Yeah, you're probably right, because like some judges would agree, a charge, they will give you a charge, and all you have to do is pick out one of those words, and you can make that charge null and void. So that's kind of how I think about, decisions as well. I don't know if this is correct or incorrect, but like a sentence is a sentence. Like that's a thought. Like when you have a period, that's the end of a thought, correct?
But the context matters, though, does it not?
Yes, but
there's a thing called cherry picking.
But you also have a thought which ends with a period. If you want to continue, like, then you have like colons and dashes. I'm bad. Like I said, I'm bad with English language and stuff like that.
But it's not about grammatical. It's not about grammatical issues. It's about being misleading, not taking an entirety of a case, trying to take a singular quote out of it as here it is. Here's this grand case that supports my narrative, when by not looking and not paying attention to other aspects of the case, you find that not only is it irrelevant to the issues at hand, it may actually be contradictory to your case. And that's usually a thing that's frowned upon by attorneys when they try to pull that shit. Judges do not like it when attorneys try to cherry pick quotes in cases, because oftentimes a judge who, if they have a good law clerk, is going to look up the citations and make sure that what's being said here is accurate. And in many times when a court makes a decision, they will say, the defense counsel cites to John Doe versus State to say that, XYZ. Well, however, XYZ is deals with different factual issues that do not square with what's going on here. But the counsel's not being accused of cherry picking, but the court, I'm just bringing that up to make an analogy of a court, and people are going to scrutinize citations. I'm not going to, and so if you're going to make a citation that claims that man is absolved of following any kinds of laws other than the laws of God, which is, something for me, as under my understanding, is very odd. I'm going to look up that case and see what it actually says and see if that's actually something that the court has said. And so I went through all the cases in your description, as well as all the cases which were the same as the ones that Paul did, and I looked them up. And, I want to at least go through a few of them. We don't have to go through all of them, but I want to go through
your comments. You're calling me you have a mullet. Just make sure I don't have a mullet. It's called long hair.
Long hair, don't care.
Yeah. But like this, I don't really want to get into this kind of stuff.
Here's the problem, dude. I'm going to tell you. Well, here's the reason why I want to get into this. The reason why I want to get into this is both you and Paul repeatedly held it. Paul called me out. Paul called me out. You called me out, saying, "Hey, these cases all support us, man. Why don't you debunk them?" Well, here I am. I'm debunking them. So that's going to be part of the discussion that we're going to have here.
In our court, if you want to do a court with us, where we actually are bringing rules to the court. So I kind of want to start with, let's figure out and establish what court is, because you think court is a government.
Court is
I don't believe that's what court is.
Court is part of the judiciary branch of government. Yes.
But wasn't court before that?
Court
all world before there was a Constitution of the United States.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. English common law.
Okay.
At courts.
I really do think the video will help us, so I can address a lot of that kind of stuff. So like in the beginning of a court, the judge, the first thing that judge asks you is, do you understand?
Okay.
The sovereign citizen people, well, most of them actually don't understand. I'm not using that word properly. So as a man that walks into a court, I say, no, I don't understand. I comprehend. I can read those those words on that paper, but I don't understand the rules that are coming to this court. Because what I believe a court is there's a claim, and you write who the party that you're claiming something against, and then you write your claim down, and then you have, which is pretty much like the rules of the court. You've probably been in the court more than me, but you probably haven't seen much court stuff outside of corporate fiction, which is what I call it. Have you ever heard of the quantum grammar people?
Yes, I have.
Okay. Have you ever looked into like research the posts and stuff like that?
Yep.
And so you kind of understand what they're getting at with like this. The circuit clerk is actually the one that makes he stamps the paper, and I don't know. You probably could articulate it better than I do.
Okay, when somebody makes a filing to a court, the court clerk will stamp it as filed and received.
Not a filing, when they're trying to put a document into the docket. When they're trying,
yes, a docket is as in like the case number.
No, like
yeah.
So like you might not have studied the quantum grammar group good enough.
If you're asking me, do I find them legitimate? No, I don't. I don't find this idea that truth can be discerned through math by turning words into and syntax into math, because that's not how language works.
What do you think this universe is?
What do you mean? What the hell does the universe have to do with this guy turning?
The universe is all mathematics. That's what law is that's how we understand what law is. We come to a understanding of what law is through mathematics.
No,
we don't. Our scientists don't use mathematics to come up with a conclusion to something, and then they come together and they be like, "Oh, my conclusion is kind of the same as your conclusion." And this guy's conclusion is kind of the same as my conclusion. So we're going to kind of call that law. But like they're not making law. They're trying to interpret law.
No. I have no idea. Law, in terms of in United States common law, is determined by reading a case.
Just one law. Just the word law. Let's go back. Stop. Get the government out of your mind. Let's just focus on the words.
Okay.
Because that's really all you can do when you're trying to understand something. You got to focus on like the simplicity of. You have to go back and like a dictionary. This is not my dictionary. This is not your dictionary. This is the bar's dictionary. I got another dictionary over here. This is not any like I haven't made my like the quantum grammar people have made made a dictionary. So when they bring things to court, they can be specific on words. So
except that
on their rules, and
I'm sorry, but the
parties can understand what the fuck's going on in court.
Except every single filing they put into the court, the judge is looking at it. This is insane, incomprehensible gibberish because it's not English. Yes, I've read quantum grammar filings and the decisions, and every single judge looks at it. This is fucking gibberish. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. I don't know what he wants.
We're doing gibberish right now.
Yes, I get you. All words are made up. Thank you, Thor. But still, regardless of that, our conversation is what we know as English. I do appreciate the fact that a lot of the quantum grammar guys, most of them don't actually use their quantum grammar verbally, because I think they know damn well that trying to do that shit is incomprehensible to anybody. But they think that this is somehow legitimate when they make a filing, and then when a judge looks at this, is like, what the fuck is this? And dismisses it. How are they supposed to be surprised?
legitimate and illegitimate. What makes something legitimate and illegitimate?
Okay. When you file something, for a court to be able to make a ruling on it, to make an understanding on it, to read it, he has to be able to read it, right?
Don't you understand that a court has to understand the language that you speak? No matter what language you speak, a court has to be able to do. You don't have to interpret the court's language; they have to interpret your language.
No.
It's your court, yes.
You can get an interpreter.
They can get an interpreter.
No,
Why
no,
do I gotta get an interpreter?
no. The court will offer you an interpreter.
They want, yeah, because that's their court. Fuck
Yeah.
their court. Yeah.
Yeah. If you're going to, I'm sorry. If the quantum,
I'll be in their court. I'll be
if the-
open my own fucking court.
oh, I'm sorry, buddy. If you're going to file shit, with their court, guess what? You got to follow their procedure. That includes the quantum grammar guys.
But the circuit court, the clerk of the court is not the court. They are like I still have a hard time to interpret their corporate fiction. We are like using their vessel, which is the courthouse.
Please don't tell me you're going to go into maritime admiralty this early. Come on, man.
No, I'm just trying to understand words with you, and that's like this is why we need to sit down and we need to figure out what the fuck a court is, because obviously I believe something different than what you believe.
Okay, let's go back to the beginning where you said,
"A man come bring a complaint against another man." In the Bible,
they killed each other.
no, in the Bible it says go to the man that has done wrong against you and tell him that you have done wrong against you. If he doesn't want to,
And what happens if he says tough?
Back and forth, then you go to your peers and you grab 3 of your peers and you bring them to him and you present your case.
Or you can bring your 3 peers and then you can beat the shit out of them to get your stuff back. But guess what, dude? Thanks to that evil thing called government, you can't do that anymore. You cannot make an accusation against me. Let's put this.
Isn't the United States Constitution supposed to protect you from the evil tyrant government?
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. You make a claim against me. You say I stole your shit, whatever it is.
So I will go file that.
What do you do?
People's court. File that in the people's court.
What people's court?
That's opening my case, not yours.
Where?
Not the government's.
No. Where? To whom? Is it like a board at City Hall or something? Like a pinboard, or
it could be a common area.
So
because you believe a court is.
What year is this?
What doesn't matter what year it is. It really fucking doesn't matter what year it is, dude.
What?
You believe because there's a fucking building, things. The way you treat people changes.
You're right. We have now learned that we don't take the law into our own hands.
Do you understand that when there's a box on a piece of paper, it means it doesn't exist? I mean, like that part of it. It's like it doesn't mean. There's a box on a piece of paper.
Oh my god! You
put the square little brackets. That means like.
Are you talking about the pleadings form?
No, why would I ever have a form? Why would I form myself into something else?
Oh my fucking god. You know what I'm talking about, dude. Please don't be dishonest.
No, I truly could. What? I'm ignorant.
I mean, I'm not denying that.
And you're probably ignorant to what I know.
Oh no, I think I know a lot of what you know.
You don't know my family, and you don't know how I interact with the people around me.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about your common law. I'm talking about your supposed common law ideology. But if you want to go back, let's refocus. Let's go back to our analogy. You say that if you make a claim against me that I supposedly stole something from you, your solution is to make a declaration at a local common area of your township, what have you.
It'd be a claim.
Claim, complaint, same thing.
No, it's
Yes,
not.
it is the same thing.
No, I'm not complaining. I'm not bitching at anybody.
It's
not
called a
fucking
complaint.
thing.
For fuck's sake.
Dude, no,
Why?
it's not. Fuck you, dude. No, it's not.
Do you not know? Do you not have a thesaurus?
You can't put words in my fucking mouth.
Do you not have a thesaurus?
That's who's thesaurus? I'll go pull up the quantum grammar thesaurus.
A regular thesaurus. Any thesaurus.
Who's regular thesaurus? I got plenty of them. They tell you different fucking things. You take everything someone hands you and like, okay, that's fact. I'll hand you something. You're just gonna be like, okay.
Are you serious?
You obviously do that with the police and the judges and everything.
No. Okay, for fuck's sake, can we please refocus? What happens once you make your declaration in the local common? Declaration, complain. Christ on sale.
Independence. That is a declaration.
Are we literally not going to get anywhere because of your? Are we really just going to have nothing but a semantics argument this entire night?
Because it starts with what words are. That's what it starts with. So if we want to refocus, we need to refocus on what words mean. A declaration, I'm declaring what I believe. So the founding fathers...
You're declaring that you believe I stole something.
They declared what they believed. No, I'm claiming you... So I have evidence.
What's your evidence?
I will present my evidence.
To whom? How? Where did you get your evidence?
That is what you put on the claim.
Okay, what is it?
This is why we need to figure out what the court is, because that is what a court is. A court is there to do this. What we're trying to do right now.
All your claim has is allegations.
What do you think a judge is? And why does a judge wear a black robe? Tell me that. I
don't know
exactly why a judge wears a black robe.
Ask the English.
Do you know colors mean something? I have a flag. Do you know flags mean something? Look at this. I got this fucking flag right here.
Okay.
I turned it upside down because it means America's in distress, but this is not an official American flag. For
okay.
one, the size is not properly. For another, it's black and fucking white. Those goddamn badges the fucking police wear with a goddamn blue line. What the fuck are they representing? That's a goddamn gang sign.
No, it's not.
An American flag. A flag is a sign telling you that you follow a certain rules. So when you change the sign that saying you follow a certain rules, then you're not now you're following this fucking rules.
No, it's a solidarity. It's a message. It's a symbol of solidarity amongst other police officers.
Yeah, they're gang. But if they were wearing a,
dude, are we gonna refocus on courts? Or are you gonna change the subject again?
That has to do with fucking courts and everything. It's the identification of your rules is what court is. Judge, when they wear black is because they're summoning dead things. They're summoning dead entities because they create fiction. If they were actually a judge, they'd be wearing white.
So judges are necromancers?
This country was founded on Christian bases.
Hold on. I'm very curious. Are judges necromancers?
I don't know what the fuck they fuck. Is that what they use a necromancer is? What the fuck is a necromancer?
Never mind. You post your claims in the town common. What happens next? Do you get your three buddies to take me in, to physically restrain me? What happens?
If you were a honorable man, it wouldn't have to do that.
Okay, so let's say that I'm dishonorable.
They put a warrant out.
Right.
That is what a warrant is.
Let's say who issues the warrant?
The court.
Which court?
Depends on what court you set up.
Okay, so who sets up these courts?
The problem is a man.
Okay, so this man who sets up the court.
That's not 100% true because corporate fiction set up courts.
So I'm asking you, you set up your court, but you as the claimant you're making claims against me. You also get to determine whether or not to issue a warrant.
No,
if I decide not to play along.
If you don't appear like a gentleman,
Okay, yeah.
then yes, then they're going to issue a warrant to have you appear.
Okay, so that seems like a very, very interesting due process issue. I mean, you're acting as both the claimant and also acting as somebody who believes that there's enough here to issue a warrant to put me in a cage, put me in handcuffs. Don't you? That's not a due process issue to you?
Why would you put someone in a cage and a handcuff? Why wouldn't you just go in front of? I gotta learn the definition of magistrate.
I don't know. Well, it sounds like
in the Bible. Magistrate is actually in the Bible.
Well, it sounds to me that if I'm not a gentleman, as you say, it sounds to me that your recourse is to get 3 of your peers and to come to my place and in a show of force to make me adhere to your court.
Well, some just go take prop. I don't know. I wouldn't.
Are you going to use physical violence to make me answer for your claims?
Well, you're fine with that.
I'm just asking for your alternative that you seem to want to be different than what our current system is in place. And it sounds to me, I think our system actually has a little bit more checks and balances than yours so far.
You misunderstand our system. I'm working in our system. You're working in the corporate fiction system.
It sounds to me that your entire alternative is reliant upon everybody playing nice.
No.
Because it seems to me that if I tell you
where it started, and let's go back to that and get the fucking government out of it. Let's actually bring court that we started this country with and before the country, with the ideas that the founders of this country had. Let's go figure that out. Like the assembly, like a whole. I wrote down. We got to talk about Anne Van Braun. I don't believe anything she says. I do believe what she says. I don't give a fuck about her court though. And the courts that she goes and puts her other court shit in there, they don't give a fuck about her court either. That's her fucking court. That's not their court. These people are stupid. Your sovereign. This is what you need to be debunking. Is these people are fucking stupid. They're trying to bring their court decisions in another entity's court.
Mm-hmm.
Get your fucking shit out of my court. Don't trespass on my court. People don't even know what the fucking trespass means.
Then stop.
Trespass does not mean.
Then stop. Well, if you don't want people to trespass on your court, then stop filing shit there.
But that is not what court is. Like, there's a different. There's many entities functioning in that building. The problem is the language that you use determines which entity you're going to work. Are you going to work with the people that court is actually built for, or are you going to work with the corporation that has took that court over and turned it into a fucking devil worshipping cultist?
When did they take it over?
Dictatorship. I don't give a fuck when they took it over.
I don't care. There are courthouses. There are courthouses that still exist that predate the founding, right? You know that courthouses existed before the founding,
like the foundation and the building of court, or the
founding of the country.
A building. You're not getting the point. A court is not a building. A court is just one man bringing another fucking claim against another man. That is a goddamn court.
That is a goddamn simplistic way of looking at what a courthouse is and what the judiciary operates.
Why do you think you need to be educated to be able to defend yourself against somebody saying that you did them wrong?
Okay,
Why can't it be simple enough for you to be able to say, no, I did not do that, what you say you did.
If you
want to fucking get what you think you deserve from me, then bring the evidence. That is what fucking court is.
Well, that's exactly. That's why I brought up. That's why I grilled you on your process, because I made it to the point.
I'm learning.
I made it to my point. You just made my point for me when we had our discussion, where I acted as if you were making a claim against me. I am like, I don't want nothing to do with whatever you're accusing me of. You can't fucking make me.
But that's more philosophy. Like, I don't know if that's like, I don't know really what that is. Like, Zaya, get over here. hold on. I'm sorry, my dog. I'm at my mom's house, and they're out of town, and I
Right.
don't like my dog in the house. And my brother just came home. Lay down. I'm sorry, lost train of thought.
But okay, what I'm trying
Am I
to tell
yelling too
you,
loud? I'm sorry.
no, you're fine, dude. But what I was trying to emphasize, and the reason why I went through that hypothetical situation is because I'm looking at what you are saying. I'm trying to understand what you're saying on how you feel that a court should be, or how it was, and how it can be. And I'm looking at it, and yeah, I hate to say it because it's no. Please let me.
It is. Right now, that is how the court is. The thing is, people don't
it's not.
utilize that the court that way. No,
It's not recognized by anybody else but other sovereign citizens. No one else recognizes it.
If you understand the words when you walk into those buildings that you call a court, if you do it properly and you don't fuck.
No, it doesn't. Every single time.
Sovereign citizens fuck up. 99% of sovereign citizens fuck up.
100%.
You call them sovereign citizens.
100%.
Even I went to court and I fucked up. I went into their jurisdiction plenty of times, but I got pulled out of their jurisdiction. That's the thing is you're allowed to challenge jurisdiction at any point. Are you not?
Depends on what part of the proceeding. But here's the thing: you can challenge it at multiple parts of the proceeding. Here's the thing: you could challenge it at multiple. You could challenge it at multiple parts of the proceeding. What a lot of sovereign citizens don't like is when the judge makes his ruling and it goes against them, and they think that they can continue to challenge jurisdiction over and over and over again. That's where they fuck up.
They would be like, okay, now I can't challenge jurisdiction with this guy no more, but if I want to go to the appeal, I can challenge jurisdiction.
Absolutely.
But let's not even talk about that. Let's talk about pre-trial. What is pre-trial?
Pre-trial is, again, those aspects where your simplistic view on how a court should be run really seems very frightening to me, because a lot of pre-trial deals with a lot of evidentiary hearings, whether or not certain bits of evidence are allowed to be presented, whether or not witnesses will be allowed to present testimony. A lot of that sort of work is done before trial in order to ensure that the jury trial is the trial itself is conducted fairly, impartially, and without insanity, where there's manipulation on other sides. So that's what pre-trial is to ensure that the evidence being presented is going to be relevant, is going to be relevant and credible.
Say, get over here now. That's what. Okay, my believing of pre-trial is that the two parties are coming together to understand the rules. So that's why the judge, the judges that are corrupted by your bar association, they understand it. So they're not going to, when a man like me goes into court and they fuck up, they're not going to help and guide them through the process. They're just going to make sure that you say the words, "I understand." So then they can move forward. Once they figure out that you understand the rules, that's what you're saying in the pretrial. I understand the rules. Okay, I understand the claim that has been put forth on this in this court.
Well, are you talking about? Well, hold on. Are we talking about a civil case or a criminal case?
All courts.
Well, there are different procedures depending on whether it's civil or criminal. If you're talking about a criminal proceeding, you're talking about an arraignment, and that's where the judge is like, "You have been charged with X, Y, and Z." It faces a maximum penalty of so many months in jail, $1,000 fine. Huh?
What is a crime?
Are you serious?
Yes, I'm serious.
Let me see off the top of my head. It is basically an act that is committed, that is deemed to be wrong by a governing body that is passed by a legislature or enacted by a legislature or a similar body. Okay. So
my belief of a crime is if I have caused harm, injury, or loss to another man.
Okay. That's your
Right.
opinion.
Okay, that's your opinion of what you thought. You think the legislation makes up laws and they are allowed to call anything a crime.
That's
How is that fair in society when a made up entity that's made by man then can go then make up more rules and then throw you in fucking jail because they made up goddamn rules and then call it a crime? Why is that fair? That is not fair because that is not how the system is. You think that's how the system is, but it's not.
Well, I don't know if you've taken civics, but in this country, there are ways of. Of course, you didn't.
I would like to take civics because what they did is
in the United States,
out of our education,
in the United States, if you do not like a certain act that turned into a crime, you can challenge it in court to have it overturned or overruled, claiming that it's unconstitutional. You can also, if it's considered constitutional, you can also vote on your local legislature to ask them to pass a law repealing this crime.
Why would I ask for permission for any of that shit?
Because that's how civil society works.
That's what you think civil society is, because they've indoctrinated you to make you think that.
I'm sorry, but I don't want to be.
I think civil society is actually. I just opened the Bible because somebody directed me to Romans, and then I was trying to find the scripture. I'm not like I don't know if you kind of heard my explanation of what I believe. Like, I don't believe in the Bible. I believe this is a good grounds to be moral and do well and good to your man, but I don't believe like anything that the interpretation of that Bible.
I don't know what the Bible has anything to do with what we're discussing.
It's because it talks about you being a peaceful man. You be peaceful. That is civics. That is you being
okay.
Civil, and that's how you should conduct yourself in society.
Not everybody's going to believe in the Bible
based off of rules and regulations.
Not everybody's going to adhere to the Bible, and I do not want to be a part of your. I don't want to be a part. There's a reason why we are not a theocracy.
But okay, we go back to the founding of this country. It was founded on Christian principles, the Bible. Okay, it doesn't.
No, it was not founded upon the Bible.
You have okay, Christian principles, whatever it was. God, it was God principles, whatever.
No, it was not founded on God's principles. Many of the founding fathers were deists at best, but they were not.
What is a deist?
They believed in a creator, but they did not so much believe in everything that was written in the Bible.
Yes, that is exactly me. So you can put me in that. I'm happy you put me in that bucket. I am a deist.
But the founding, but the principles of the
stories that have very good.
But I hate to break it to you, but in addition to, if you want to say, oh, there is founding upon a belief in the creator, the Constitution also, creates government on how government's supposed to operate. So I don't know why you keep on saying, well, look to the Constitution, and whereas it still has Article 1, which establishes a Congress, Article 2, which establishes an executive, and they're supposed to have powers. Those powers...
What do they do?
What?
And what do those branches do?
The Congress makes the laws, the executive enforces the laws.
No, they don't. It's not laws. It's legal and all your codes and stuff like that, but it's not law.
No, they're laws.
Law.
They are laws.
It's a fucking thing you cannot change. That's what you think it is. It's not a law.
It is a law. These are laws. By every sense of the word, it's still their laws.
It's because they change the fucking meaning of words and they indoctrinate you, and you think it's a fucking law.
You realize that's you realize the term.
We'll go back to the Constitution.
You realize that statutes. You realize that the term statutes predated the Constitution, right?
A fucking statute is something you go that stands with its fucking and you go like.
Bro, I said statute. Statute. Thank you. There you go.
It's the same thing.
So now it's the same thing.
You break words down, and
so now it's everything. So now you think it's the same thing, but before I wasn't allowed to use a thesaurus here. Now words have the same meaning.
No, I didn't say it's thesaurus. I said it's actually syntax, or you actually go break it down to the complete. But that's a whole different. We need to focus on that. really, but we will, since you want to take it off a whole nother topic.
No, well, I mean, dude, you've been switching topics like every 5 minutes, man.
I'm sorry. That's just how my brain rolls. I've been trying
to revert us back to the issues of the courts. And again, I've been trying to revert us back
Who's court?
Courts in general. Again, we're having a back and forth on what your beliefs on how a court is supposed to operate.
I'm explaining a court in general. You're explaining a government set up court.
I'm explaining how courts actually operate in the United States, yes.
The executive branch in the Constitution is setting up the government to govern themselves. The government, okay? It doesn't govern the people. It's not there to govern the people.
That makes no fucking sense.
Govern the fucking people. To you, it makes no sense. To me, it makes fucking plenty of sense because the people set up the government. So they set up a system to govern these things because they're giving the government like.
So I'm free to murder you?
It's a trust.
Am I free to murder you?
Why does that have anything to do with an executive or a legislation?
Because we have to make a crime to murder somebody, right?
Oh my God. You finally figured out what a fucking crime is.
Also, not having a license to drive can be a crime if you're driving without.
Crime, dude.
It is.
That is a fucking rule.
It is. No, it's a crime.
No, it's not. It's not a crime.
Well,
because the person wrote something down.
Well, try driving without a license and see what happens when you're pulled over.
I do it all the fucking time.
All right, when you get pulled over, see what happens.
I'm about to go take my plate off that I have on another car because I have this plate on my car that I went through a court case with because I understand that when they run that plate, they're going to be like, oh, we don't want to push this guy through the court system because he's going to waste the court system's money.
I have to correct myself.
Governmental court system's money. Okay, I'll go take my fucking plate off right goddamn now. You can go see it. And I will fucking drive around with no goddamn plate and I will fucking record everything and I will document every fucking thing going through this process, which I'm probably going to do here shortly. I don't need to do it for you. I'll do it for my fucking self, but I'm happy to do so. If you need that proof for yourself to understand what the fuck I'm talking about. Okay, I wanted to correct. Where do you get one of those heart rate things, goddamn? Is that just a watch or a Fitbit?
I got them on Amazon. You can get like a regular heart rate, like a chest heart rate monitor. You get that. But I want to correct myself. I apologize. Some states actually do not consider those traffic violations to be crimes. They're sometimes considered civil. I believe Arizona and Illinois consider them to be civil infractions, not criminal. So I have to correct myself there. New Jersey does consider them to be quasi crimes, but they're still treated in a criminal context when it comes to procedure. So I want to correct myself there.
Let me ask you this. What's the difference between a verified and a certified complaint?
A verified and a certified complaint? I don't know, man. You tell me.
Well, what do officers do?
What's that?
What do officers do when they file a complaint?
Well, it depends on the state. In New Jersey, I believe it's considered, they call it a verified complaint.
Are you sure? What do you think verified means?
Verified means that the cop is signing on to the statements and statements that he made when he sends it to the court. Verified means it has a signature.
It has a curse on it?
A signature.
A curse.
Oh my God. Cursive writing is now a curse.
Why wouldn't it be? That's what curse stuff is. Is it not? Isn't it not? This is where we need to figure. We have to go back and establish facts of what words mean, because obviously we don't. In our court right here, we haven't established the rules. So you don't understand me. I don't understand you.
It's very clear that we are having a very big disconnect right now.
We cannot move forward with a trial. We are just really.
Well, the problem is that I feel like just based on
we can have a moderator, but that's not going to get us anywhere.
Just based on our an hour so far, I feel like there is such a huge gap between our current understandings that I don't think there's going to be a good way of being able to close it. Because clearly we have some very, very, very different views
I
on.
don't understand why you think words don't matter. And you mix words together.
I don't
You
because
say you say this word means the same as this word. No, they don't mean the fucking same thing. They obviously have different letters and
Because
different symbols.
I don't know
Different
where.
sounds.
Only in certain contexts will the
What
choice
context?
language of words have that
Yeah.
significance
You know
of
what
a
context
meaning.
that is? You know
In
what
a
context
normal,
that is? A court.
everyday parlance, everyday conversation,
Court. Okay, but where do you go to battle out these disagreements? In
huh?
court. In court.
Right? Okay. Wait,
Okay, so that's why I'm
wait,
trying to
wait,
get you
wait.
guys to
Well, no,
understand
no, 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 no.
what the
I mean,
fuck court is. It is
well,
not
no, no,
a
no.
goddamn
Court.
building created by government. It is
I'm not.
a fucking building created by government.
I'm not only referring to court as a fucking building created by government. I am referring to court in the same instance as you are, where people bring complaints,
So let's agree that
cases
I
are
can
heard,
understand
dockets are filed,
exactly
and people's
cases.
petitions for redress are heard. Whether it's a civil action where I think that you stole property from me, or a criminal action where you killed my dog, and I want you criminally prosecuted. I am not going to be the one who's going to criminally prosecute you, because in our current society, I file a complaint with the local prosecutor and I call the cops, and they will conduct their investigation.
Okay, but great. If you bring me into court with a prosecutor, you're not going to be able to get very far.
Why not?
Because you're representing yourself, or you're having a prosecutor
No. Well,
your case for you. Okay,
yeah.
I'm going to stand as man. I'm not going to represent myself to any fucking one. I'm just going to stand as man.
Well,
Okay.
Roy, but
I can explain all these things to you. The problem that this Moore guy got in trouble is probably in the pre-trial when the judge was like, are you going to represent yourself, or would you like us to pay somebody to represent you for you? And he says, oh, I'm going to represent myself. Oh, you're going to actually wrap it up and present yourself once again. Why does anybody have to represent themselves?
Because that's the word we use when that's the word that normal people use when we're saying, okay, I want to present my case without an attorney.
That's the rules of your corporate fiction court, but that's not the rules of my court. When I establish my court,
here's the thing.
We have to understand the rules of the court.
Well, here's the thing. I don't give a flying fuck about your rules of court.
Okay, that's great. But when I bring a claim against,
and guess what? The court's not going to give a shit either, because the court that we understand operates under different rules than you. The court.
Yes, but it's not the official court.
Oh yeah, it is. Of course it is.
Court of the land. It's not any of that bullshit.
Oh, of course it is.
No, it's not.
They have the force of law behind them.
No, they do not. They have the force of men behind badges that have a fucking ego and guns.
Yep. Okay. To use to enforce the law.
If I got enough men with guns, that's why we have a fucking right to bear arms. And so we can get enough fucking men together to fucking make sure those people don't.
Well, here's here's the thing. The difference between your men with guns and the sheriff's officers is that at least with the sheriff's officers there's a level of oversight.
That's what you think, but I can oversight my people well.
How?
As long as my men have morals.
I don't trust you.
To keep the fucking peace. I don't give a fuck.
I don't fucking trust you.
You don't have to contract with me. The Constitution protects contract.
Oh, okay. And then if you accuse me of stealing something that I don't think is correct, what happens?
You go through court, but not your building court.
What? But if I choose,
and he opens court. He opens court.
If I choose to tell you to fuck off, you're gonna get your men with guns, aren't you?
Yeah. Why wouldn't I?
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay. But
You proved my point.
It doesn't mean I'm wrong.
Why? Who's gonna be?
Talking about is still
Who's wrong? But who decides who is right and wrong? Who decides who's right and wrong in that situation?
Well, unfortunately, it's the most people with guns.
Exactly. Thank you for describing your dystopian future.
It does not.
Thank you for describing your dystopian future. If we replace the current system we have in right now, it's gonna be your men with guns versus my men with guns.
It does not mean anything you're talking about is correct.
But
Or does it not? If I release my blockchain and you can't fucking stop it, and people start using it, and they empower themselves to have fucking guns, and they go out and start fucking doing everything your fucking government is doing, is that good or is that bad?
Wait, are you saying you're going to attack me with Bitcoin?
No, blockchain.
Bitcoin blockchain.
You don't know the difference, do you?
Nah, it's the same thing to me.
No, it's not. But yeah, it's the same thing to you. How old are you? Just curious.
36.
You're not too far off of me. I don't know why you're not. I don't know why.
I'm just trolling you.
I'm
just trolling you. I'm trolling you. I know what blockchain is. I know what Bitcoin is. But nevertheless, but you said you saying release the blockchain, and that somehow is going to get me to adhere to your court or something like that. I can't remember.
It has enough power that government cannot stop to get men together of like-minded individuals and empower them and secure their freedoms and to do everything that you fucking think the government has the right to do now. We have the power with the blockchain to do. I'm just throwing that out there.
I'm just trying, but the thing is, what I'm trying to keep on hammering here is
you're hammering
because your entire
authority. So anything that pops up, you got to hammer down, just like all the cops.
It just seems to me that your entire view of court is devolves into nothing more than mob rule, in my opinion. There are no checks, there are no balances, there's no due process.
Okay,
it's just two guys with a disagreement. One says he stole something, the other guy says he didn't, and apparently it'll devolve into whoever has the most guns is going to be the victor.
That's what you think. No, you have an arbitrator. That's what the fucking judge is. A judge. I'm sorry, but this is not what a fucking judge is. Just to let you know.
But does this judge have power?
No, he does not have power.
Then how the fuck is he going to arbitrate anything?
The jury of people, the people of the jury have more power. Their decision is final. The judge does not make decisions on who is right or wrong.
If it's not a jury trial,
it does.
If it's not a jury trial, yeah. You do realize that
that's a completely different system. That's not the court system I'm talking about. That's the court system that your government has created and made rules about.
Yeah, it's the court system that's existed for several hundred years.
We should watch and go through. The judge is acting as the prosecutor the whole fucking time. He's not a independent arbitrator.
That's okay, according to you, yeah. Sure.
No, you go listen to him and he's spouting his opinion all the time. What he needs to be doing is this man makes a claim, this man makes a counter. Okay, let's make sure you guys kind of understand what the fuck you guys are talking about together. Okay, I'm not there to say this guy's right and this guy is wrong.
Unless a motion's filed for summary judgment.
The jury is there. Why would I motion a court? Hi, I motion you. Why would I just move the fucking court? See, words matter, and you don't understand that. Words fucking matter.
Oh, man. Yeah, they do. You just don't get them.
You are in legal and all this stuff, so do you have a retired judge that is a moral man that we could actually have a conversation with? Because I believe a judge knows what the fuck is going on.
No, as somebody who I have my judge that I clerk with. I clerked with her back in 2012. She's retired now.
They have to be retired because if they're still in the system, they're still trying to.
Oh, no,
protect it all.
No, she's retired, and she'd call you batshit crazy. I also interned for a judge who, if he, God bless him, if he's still alive, he'd be in his 80s now.
Well, so, like,
he would also say you are batshit crazy.
Okay, but wait, what if it had no idea what my beliefs were, and we could actually have a conversation and be like, how do we construct a court? And let's get the information out of them of how a court actually works.
And the first thing he'd do is, well, you can go look at the rules of civil procedure, or get yourself an attorney, because there's no such thing as you trying to
live in the fiction world.
Because that's where everybody else lives.
In the fiction.
We live in reality. No, we live in reality.
No, it's not reality. It's not real. It's fiction.
Well, the filings that I make, the rulings that are held, the orders that are sent out, those are very real. The case jackets are real. The determinations are real.
They didn't really in your mind. They indoctrinated you. They didn't really in your mind because you believe it. Anything you believe is real to you. Same thing. Anything I believe is real to me.
Right. Okay. So
these cops carrying out judgments.
Yeah.
From a judge.
Yeah.
Unlawful. They believe those are
unlawful to whom?
The law.
Unlawful to whom?
Because you don't understand
your
legal.
opinion. Oh, it's your opinion that you think it's unlawful. It's your opinion that it's unlawful, isn't it?
You think law, but it has it gone in front of the people?
After a jury trial, yeah.
Actors. Do you not know everybody in the fucking court is an actor? They're not actually men or women. A persona. What do you think person is? A person is a persona.
No, a person is a natural person. A natural person, association, corporation, limited partnership, sole proprietorship. No, not sole proprietorship. But those that's the definition of person.
Is that natural person with a dash in between it? Because that one word.
No, natural person.
That's two different thoughts.
No, it's not. A natural person. I'm not buying into your quantum syntax bullshit.
Hold on,
I am not letting you buy into your quantum syntax bullshit.
How can you use person in the same fucking definition as person?
Well, when you go to natural person is to delineate somebody who is not a corporation.
Okay.
In the terms of definition, as i.e., natural person. Okay.
Now
a human being.
In the definition of your person, you said it was natural person, corporation, entity, all this other bullshit. So now go back in your definition and now define every single word in that definition.
Okay.
So and go back and define person once again. So
okay.
Now you're just fucking going around in a goddamn loop and you're crazy.
Now natural person is therefore either an individual, in some cases, in some states that I've seen them define it, or they actually say a human being.
The state defines it. Their dictionary, right here. Their dictionary.
The state.
Not my dictionary.
The states don't rely on Black's Law Dictionary, by the way.
Is that capital S state or is that lower S state?
The states don't rely on Black's Law Dictionary. The states have in their statutes have their own definitions for your reference.
Rely on Black's Law's dictionary, but my point is, this is somebody else's dictionary. So when you refer to another word in somebody else's dictionary, why do you give authority to somebody else's meaning of a word? So it's the same thing when you say.
Because if there is no common understanding of. Because if there's no common understanding on the meaning of words, we're not going to be able to communicate with each other.
That is what court is for.
So far, this court that we're having is being a complete shit show because we cannot seem to get through anything.
Because this is not court. This is why I wanted to set up an actual fucking court so we didn't have this problem. So we could define the rules. We can define define the definitions. We can define the words.
But apparently your court requires an arbitrator that has no enforcement power. So what's this point?
It's the same fucking thing as you.
So if you keep saying that everything, so if you think every single bit of my critique of your court is the same thing as what's currently here, what are you offering?
Your court has just opted my court. They have like taken it over, and they used what my court is to enforce your laws.
You know, these courts are older than you are, right?
I don't give a fuck what's older than me.
Oh, well, how can you say they co-opted your court when you weren't even born yet?
Because I'm talking as the people, the people's court.
You don't represent the people.
Do you know the difference between I'm part of the people? Do you know what people?
So am I. So I'm also part of the people too.
Person?
So I'm part of the people too. The judge is part of the people.
Okay, great. They have
The law clerks is part of people. So don't try to monopolize the opinion of the people because I'm one of them.
Okay, but so you're agreeing with me that the people have the power. It's not the judge that has the power or the authority. The authority.
The judge was given that authority by the people.
What people? Show me the people.
What, now we're getting ethereal? I thought you and I were part of the people.
Show me what people, though. I haven't seen any people come up and give these judges authority. I haven't seen them stand behind these judges and give them that authority.
Are you suggesting that the people who ratified the state constitutions, like they had no say in anything?
Or people or persons?
People.
What people?
Well, at the time it would be.
I thought the people voted for these persons.
Huh?
To make legislation for their government, not infringe upon the people's rights.
But also the states have the authority given to them by the people to enact laws for the health, safety, and welfare of the people, which includes passing laws, criminalizing larceny, theft, as well as health, as well as environmental protections, as well as
one and the same. In your logic,
larceny is a generalized term. Theft is underneath larceny. So, theft, burglary, robbery are all under the umbrella of larceny.
But isn't that a crime already? Why would we have to define that? Isn't that a law?
Because back in the old common law of England, all there was larceny, and then through time, it delineated to specify different forms of larceny, which would be theft, robbery, and burglary. So those are three different types of crimes because they all have different elements that go into them.
But why does that happen? And if you had a
because
court, you don't need all that fucking paper bullshit written down and making up fucking rules and codes and legislation.
What? So evidence?
Wouldn't be that is not evidence.
Well, the role of the state is to prove every element of the crime, right? So that means that this role of the state, if they're going to charge you with burglary, they have to prove certain elements of it, right?
Administrate the legal proceeding, and that is only within their framework of their government, which, as a man, I do not have to be part of. Okay. I don't go to McDonald's and try to go deal with their court proceedings or their administrative proceeding. If there's something in a corporation that has a dispute within that corporation, then they have an administrative procedure, which is what you think court is.
I'm talking about criminal procedure, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, the reason why I even brought up
have to be written down by man. A crime.
Yes, it does.
A law, because we are common and we understand if you hurt, injure, or harm somebody, you have committed a crime. That is as simple as what a crime definition needs to be. It doesn't need to be more complicated than that.
Yes, it does.
Why? Because you have to make people think they have to be so smart to fucking get through the goddamn court system just because you want to make a little bit of money in your corporate fucking fiction with your goddamn lawyers to represent somebody?
Are you fucking kidding me right now? How do you actually want somebody to be able to redress a grievance that somebody had caused them. If you're saying
I
because
want it to be common sense. That is the point. I want it to be a man can go in there and be like, I did not do what this man said I did to him.
this is the
Or
level.
maybe I did do what this man said I did to him, and let me pay him back.
This is fucking fairy tale logic, man.
Your corporate fiction is fairy tale logic.
You're harkening back to a time when executions were the norm for any crime that was alleged at somebody.
To anything.
You want to go back to the biblical era.
I want to learn what the fuck words mean and go back to the foundation of how things were built upon and make things simple for a common man to be able to function in this world, to be free. That is all I want. I don't.
And what I'm saying, and what I'm trying to say is that you cannot say if I harmed you that there should be no difference in the punishment or adjudication when I punch you or if I shoot you in the leg. According to you, that's just harm.
If you understood common law, so like if you take somebody, so let's do it on value because it's a lot easier to understand when you have a value, something behind it. So if you take $1 from somebody and they come say, this man took me $1, can you return my $1? Okay, return the $1. If I take $100 from you, then it's just, if you take something from somebody to make that person whole, that is what the court is there to do, is to make sure that the person that got lost, injury, or harm can make sure that he can become whole once again.
Okay, so what happens if I spend that money?
Then you have to make him whole in some way. Go work for him. Go okay,
And
then...
You want me to be in indentured servitude for him to work off the debt? We have him debtors' prisons now.
No.
Okay, so what if what if I as a victim don't need you to do anything for me?
As a victim,
if you're saying I need to be made whole,
no, it's you. I'm not saying anything. Are you? You're saying it. You want to be? I don't. If I get someone steals something from me, most of the time I'm okay with them. Okay, you do you. Okay, man. Like I believe in karma is going to come back and bite your ass in the ass.
Bitch, if you take my PlayStation 5, I'm going to want retribution for that.
Yes, most of the time, yes. But like it depends. It's depending on everything. Like how much effort do you want to put into get this back? It depends on the value. If it has a high value, then yes, I'm probably going to go after that man and try to become whole once again.
Yeah. And then what happens? And then what happens if you're going to go get whole?
If he doesn't have money, if he has a cow, okay, the cow is worth something. Everything has a value in a market. The dollar, we can go into the discussion of a dollar, which is not money.
What if I'm homeless? What if I have no property whatsoever? I have no tangible property to offer to make you whole. I got nothing. I got no assets. I jacked your PlayStation. I already sold it out, and I already bought 20 bottles of booze with it. I finished it off, and I got nothing to show for it. I got nothing to make you whole. What happens?
Well, that's your time and your energy. What do you think currency is? Money.
So you're going to make me work for you for free doing something. Am I going to be your personal servant for a week at fair market value?
If you want to participate in this community and not get banished from it, then yes.
So we're bringing back exile now, excommunicado.
Fuck, good, yes. That's a great way to fucking live society. You think cops with fucking guns and a gang member is a better way to live society than actually be like, man, if you can't work with society, then fucking leave. Go somewhere else. Go fuck with that.
Well,
if you go harm somebody and kill somebody or do something, or you piss off somebody enough they feel like they're gonna take your life.
So you know what? I could also say the same thing for
society.
I could also say the same thing for you. If you can't really handle society as it is now, then get the fuck out. I mean, I could just say the same thing right back.
Harm, injury, or cause loss to anybody that I come in contact with.
Okay.
And isn't it all you can ask from your fellow man?
No, we can ask more.
Yeah, to be loving and giving, but you can't force somebody to give you anything. Like, I go around giving as much as I can to people, but I don't. If someone comes up to me and asks me to give you something, I say, fuck off. Go do something else. I'd rather go give to somebody I believe I want to go give something to. You can't force me to give anything of myself to anybody else. What are your boundaries or your foundation of life? I really want to know that. I call you immoral because I believe you don't have any foundation to what you believe. So let me stop yelling because I'm sorry. Whew.
I think again, I have to.
Passionate. This is passion, but
Well, as do I. I think
Can I stop? And I just want you to tell me like some foundations of what you believe and some things that like what guide you, principles that would guide you in life.
Well, I'm a believer in the rule of law. I'm a believer in the idea that the Constitution, while flawed, is an excellent document that serves to form the basis of governance in this country and also the framework of the individual states. As a result of that, I believe in the obligation of the people to adhere to the laws that are passed by those legislatures. And because the reason why is that there are checks and balances in place, thanks to the framework of the Constitution, to ensure that there is no overreach in terms of what is passed by law by these legislatures. For example, again, you can participate in the democratic process to vote out your legislators. You can petition the government. You can file suit to have them overturn laws that you believe are unconstitutional. The executive has limited powers of discretion in terms of the enforcement. Nope. You asked me to talk. I'm talking. I'm giving you the answer to my question. I'm giving you. You want me to expound upon what my belief set is on the role of government, and I'm giving it to you. I believe that this system of government, while it's flawed, is also the best available government that we can have at this point. It can always be better. It can always be modified to be better and have greater checks on it. I am also, again, not saying that it's perfect either. There are plenty of flaws still in there. And the reason why is because ultimately government is made by human beings, and human beings are inherently flawed. However, part of the government's role in protecting our rights, in other words, protecting my life, my property, aka such as my PlayStation from getting stolen, I get the protection of being able to reach out to law enforcement to conduct an investigation to determine who stole it, and if they find that person, to have that person prosecuted for committing that act. That's why they're there to begin with. They're there to administer, to adjudicate those loss, injury, harm incidences that you seem to want to not have anything to do with, and want to hearken back to a childlike view of the world where people are all happy-go-lucky in a town of 30,000 and not think that there are going to be some assholes out there who are not going to give a flying fuck about your personal rights and will do what they want to get theirs. And your only level of recourse.
You're off your answer, man. You're not.
You're
putting words in my mouth, which is completely inaccurate.
I'm going to tell. Okay, let me revert.
Country and the way it has been created, but our misinterpretation is the Constitution is not doing what you say it's doing. Let's just stop there. I asked, what are your moral foundations of you living? And you went and you started spouting out how the government, all this government bullshit. I want to know what you believe is moral.
I already gave it to you.
No, you did not. You said the structure of the government is fine and dandy. That did not say anything about
I gave you my belief in the rule.
immoral.
I gave you my belief in the rule of law and the checks and balances that go into it. That go into ensuring that.
But I did not ask that. I want to understand what you believe is moral and immoral.
Don't steal.
What guides your life? Is it love or is it evil? Is it bad or is it good? Positive or negative? Yin or yang?
Don't be a dick. How about that?
That is good. Like, okay, this like I believe in the universe and karma and everything, and you giving me signs. This right here in the Bible that I've never read in my fucking life. I pretty much spoke these words to children yesterday, because I was talking to these children that I came across. They were swimming at this pond. And I was walking around this pond that was no trespassing, for one, which no one knows what the fuck trespassing means.
I don't think you know what it means.
And they thought that causing harm, injury, or loss to somebody was good. The first story they told me is they went up to somebody's house. I forget like why they did it, but they went up and they took the battery out of a doorbell, and the police came and like didn't arrest them, but pretty much called their parents and was like, "Why are you guys going and trying to causing harm, injury, or loss to somebody?" And then I keep hearing them talking about like threatening their friends or doing something because somebody else did something to them. And I said to them, don't go because somebody harmed you. Don't go out and try to put your recourse on them. Don't like try to cause harm to them because they cause harm to you. Because allow karma to bite them in the ass. And this right here, I never even fucking read this before. I wrote it down. It's in Romans. It says in Romans 12:17. And am I in the right place? Do not repay anyone's evil for evil. Be careful to do what is right in the eye of everybody. It is possible. If far as it depends on you, live at peace with everybody. Do not take revenge. My friends, do leave room for God's wrath. For it is written, it is mine to avenge. I will repay, says the Lord of the whatever. I'm bad at reading, as you understand. But anyways, you get the point. I said that exactly, but what I didn't say God, I said karma. I said the universe is going to repay. You do not have to go out and cause harm to another individual to make you feel good. Sit back and let God fucking punish them. It's much funner to watch God punish them, or the infinite creator, or the logos, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. It's all one and the goddamn same. It's mathematics. It's the universe. It's energy. It's all the goddamn thing. But be peaceful. Love your friends. That is my moral boundaries. That's what I'm asking you. What are your morals?
Well, I'm going to try and say to you that I believe during biblical times, people exacted some form of justice and did not rely solely upon God to rectify the fact that somebody's father was murdered.
But were they Christ-like? Like, look, don't answer yet, because like what I believe people that are Christians misinterpret what Christ is. Jesus and Christ are not one and the same. Jesus learned to be Christ-like, but Christ is not Jesus. If that makes sense. Does that make any sense to you?
Yes.
So what the Bible is trying to teach you is to be Christ-like. And what my interpretation of Christ-like is be loving.
Okay.
And express love to everybody.
But even as you...
And be positive. Love is positive, and then there's a negative. Evil is negative. The devil is negative. God is actually everything. It's the...
Okay, I'm not here to have... I'm not... Dude, I'm not here to have a...
What the earth is
I'm not here to debate the creator's involvement in the role of justice.
I understand, because you want the government to tell you what to do, so obviously you're immoral. You're not guided by morals.
I just said my moral foundation is don't be a dick.
Okay, so why do you need a government to write rules and regulations to teach you not to be a dick?
Because not everybody's going to not be a dick.
Okay, but you're also thinking the government and court are one and the same, which is not. Which we get back to once again. We got to go back and figure out what the fuck court is, because nobody in this fucking world knows what court is right now, because we've all been indoctrinated.
Can you at least acknowledge the fact that there's going to be some assholes in the world who's not going to give a shit? Okay,
Yes,
so
I do. And that's
do you
what we have court for?
and do you think that they
don't understand what court is?
and do you think
goddamn building made by government?
and do you
It's
think
not.
and do you think they need to be punished? They should be punished for what they did.
Who's gonna punish them though?
Exactly my point.
How? Punish how? What do you call punishment? Lock them up? Kill them? What do you call whip them? I do not believe in it. Most of that, no. I believe if someone done wrong to somebody else, then make that man whole. Do what is right. It's right for you to repay what you've taken from somebody.
How am I going to be?
If you can't be part of this community, then get the fuck out.
How am I going to be made whole when somebody killed my father?
The court.
How? How is the court going to make me whole? My father's dead.
The killing thing, I have a hard time actually. I don't know my beliefs on that. I can't because it's not your. It's like it kind of is your property because you can't have a mother.
My father's not my property.
You did correct.
I do not treat. Right? My father's not my property, and I'm not my father's property. Don't.
What's your property? Something you create, correct?
It's a human being is not fucking property. Are you fucking serious?
Because you think property is this fucking indoctrinated definition in your fucking dictionary. That is what you fucking.
Human beings are not property, asshole.
Property. Learn what property is.
Fuck yourself. A human being is not property. We fought a fucking war to figure that out.
No, they're not slaves.
They're not property. The South thought they were chattel goods. The South.
You don't fucking understand.
Chattel is property, asshat.
Words mean something, dude.
Exactly. Words mean something, which means that human beings are property.
Okay?
I swear to God, I will end this live stream if you keep on with this line of discussion about human beings being property.
You think property means something that it doesn't. How does property come about? Land is not property. You don't create land. You might create a house.
Land is literally called real property.
That is your definition of it.
Land is called real property. Property like my cell phone is called tangible property. You want me to give you a lesson? I can give you a lesson on property.
I do not believe a man has the right to claim a piece of fucking land and put a goddamn fence around it and do nothing with it and not allow any other fucking man to utilize it. I do not believe a man has a claim upon that. If he wants to put a goddamn house on it and maybe have some cows on there and he's utilizing that land, then maybe he could call that property because...
What, so now property rights aren't a thing? So now property rights aren't a thing?
Define property.
I already did.
Yeah, you think it's whatever the fuck you want it to be.
Tangible goods and land can be considered real property.
Okay. How did you get that tangible good?
I bought it.
Okay, and how did you get that money to buy it? That currency to buy it?
By working.
Okay.
Having a job.
Working. What is working? What are you doing when you're working?
I'm not gonna give you the details of my job. No.
I don't want the details of your job. Any man, what are you doing when you're working? You're
providing I'm providing a service.
Okay. When you expel your energy, then you exchange it for a currency. That is what words mean. Fucking something. It's the same thing as electricity. Currency going through a wire. That's what currency is passing electricity back and forth. Energy. My energy, when I pass it back and forth, I'm using a currency to exchange an energy. So words fucking mean something, dude.
I'm pretty sure currency was a word before the term current became a thing as terms of electricity.
Okay. But there's a reason they use the word currency for electricity. It's because if you go back far enough, you'll understand that. But you don't want to go back far enough. You want to use their fucking dictionaries to define the fucking words.
Yeah, because words have meaning.
Let's not use property. Let's use creation. So let's go with mother and father and child.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to use words. So how do you have a mother? Okay. Can a let's put it this way. Can a son or daughter create a mother or a father?
No.
Why not? How can you get a mother and a father without a son or a daughter? How can
because mom and dad create kids.
Have one without the other.
Mom and dad create the son and daughter. Yeah.
Okay, but when
it doesn't work the other way around.
But without the son or daughter, you can't put the title on them as a father. So that's how you're creating a father. They're not creating the being. They're creating the title. You guys are co-creating something.
I didn't create my parents.
You didn't manifest them into the world, but you created them as father and mother, because without you, they cannot be a father or a mother.
They identified themselves to me when I was a toddler that they're my mom and dad.
So now they're making up definitions of what mother and father are?
Only because that's how, in the English language, mother and father are intended to be termed as such.
Okay, go look up the definition of mother and father and see what in that definition, what would have to be in that definition to make that word that word. You have to have a offspring to be a mother or father. That is what I'm trying to get at. Words mean something. Depending on how you use those words depends on how you speak about something. So like I will never be, well, I might be a mother and father. Once I have children, my children come out and they have created my title. Now I am a mother, or I am a father, you know?
Okay.
Does that not make sense to you?
No, it doesn't make sense to me at all.
The other. I'm not saying that the children created the man or created the woman, but they're part of the creation of the mother or the father.
If you're talking about title, then yes. I'm talking about literal. I'm talking about literal.
Literal. Like Babel? Like we have no reason to define words, so we can't communicate with each other?
No, the problem is you're making it very difficult for us to have a conversation. That's what I'm saying. Because you seem to second guess. You keep on second guessing really normal everyday language that people understand, except apparently for you.
Because they indoctrinated you.
And your own little world. Again, you say it's all indoctrinated. Maybe it's you who's the crazy one.
Why? Okay, so go back to your legal thing, and you're talking about them being satanic goddamn worshipers.
Mm-hmm.
Do you not think they have changed, they manipulated our language to make us believe different things, to get us into their fucking devil worshipping society, or go along with their fucking killing everybody? You just go along with every fucking thing somebody gives you.
Lawyer,
it's written down on a goddamn piece of paper.
Are lawyers killing people in droves or something? What are you trying to say here?
Yeah, they fucking are, dude.
Oh.
Send people to prison where they get fucking killed, where they lose their lives. You're taking somebody's life away from them, even if you put them in jail or you just fucking kill them. Is that not fucking really killing somebody?
Well, that's part of the administration of justice, right?
You don't need a fucking lawyer to go prosecute somebody for a crime.
But you've already.
If somebody's so harmful, then yes, the society has a right to lock that person up because you can't control them anymore.
But then who does the locking up?
The people do. But
a mob.
People create the government.
So the mob.
The fucking mob is vote. You vote, you're a fucking mob, dude.
So the mob with guns will
mob rules. Yeah, that's
take
where
the
we're
guy.
at now. So that's where you love. You love to be fucking controlled by the goddamn mob.
No, actually,
Thanks.
no. You've been describing.
I'd rather have the fucking mob that the government is against because they have fucking more morals than goddamn government.
No, you've been describing mob rule this entire time.
As somebody calls mob, the
You've been describing mob rule this entire time.
No, I have not.
Yeah, you have.
Civilized people, dude.
You've been describing mob rule.
Individuals that come together and say, "I believe this. You should not do this." Okay? No, I'm not.
And who decides?
A group of people.
And who decides that?
You
What?
understand the difference between peers? Like what peers?
Under
are?
what authority does these civilized people get to dictate what's good and what's not?
Their collectiveness. So if you want to be collective.
Oh, so you mean like people who vote for a legislator? Who vote for legislators who in turn determine what's good and what's right, right? So just like a legislature.
Why do you need that form of government? Why don't we move forward with a better form of government?
Because what checks are there?
Not go back in time.
So what checks are there in existence?
Technology to make
Is there a check?
Fucking governance systems that we don't need centralized fucking government to tell us what the fuck we need to do. Why do I need someone else fucking 1,000 miles away to tell me what the fuck I'm doing right or fucking wrong? I'd rather have somebody that I can go talk to person, telling me if I was doing something wrong, right or wrong. I would actually might listen to those people that are within my community and that are peers of me. But you call a United States citizen.
Look, dude,
is only defined in the 13th and 14th Amendment. There was no United States citizen until the 13th and 14th Amendment. You know why they wanted to do that? Is because they wanted to
abolish slavery.
No,
to abolish slavery, and to ensure that everybody.
I'm not a slave. Are you pay taxes?
Of course, I pay taxes because I earn. Oh, okay, and you don't have a job.
I earn too.
Okay, so then you
money. I don't.
You under the table. Okay? So apparently you don't make enough to be taxable.
No. Why would I voluntarily give my rights, surrender my papers and property to another fucking fictional entity?
You're a tax cheat. You're getting all the obligations of being able to live in civilized society, but don't want to pay for it. All the benefits of living in civilized society.
For it different ways.
How?
I need someone to force me to pay taxes. If a business feels like it needs to be put roads around its goddamn business for you to get to its goddamn business so it can make more goddamn money, then okay, raise your goddamn prices. It's a hidden tax. Raise your goddamn prices to your goddamn goods. You don't need to force somebody of your energy that they have enslaved you and you don't even know it.
Look, dude, I really don't know if I want to be part of your anarcho-syndicalist commune, okay?
Because it's way better than your society, because I'm going to have a government based with blockchain, and no one's going to go create force against each other. So it's going to be a lot more peaceful than what you have constructed right now in your mind.
I mean, so does your civil society have like a bi-weekly executive that's voted on?
Why?
I'm just curious.
Why? I wouldn't even think of something like that. Why would I even consider something like that? I don't even know what the fuck that means. You think you understand something of that because another man wrote down the word fucking executive, and they feel like they have the right to move the property for you.
Yeah, how dare the founding fathers define executive branch?
But you are misinterpreting what the fuck executive branch is.
I think
it's the trust.
I think it's painfully obvious that you don't know what the Constitution says about the executive.
It's a trust.
It's a president, right?
Law, dude.
The president, and the presidency is.
The president is.
And the executive is
just a face of something.
Presidency is it's in charge.
You're thinking a president is one and the same, like an executive and a president is one and the same. They're not one and the same. They're doing two different jobs. Like
the president is the head of state.
He has like 12 different hats.
The president is the head of the executive branch in the United States. I feel like you need to take a civics class before you have another one of these.
But it's the executive and legislation is not there to govern what the people are doing. It's there to govern the trust that was created by the people, so that somebody else wasn't going and destroying the property. They're putting trust in other men to do right. They're not putting trust in one man to do wrong. And what the government has done now, they're doing wrong. Everything they fucking do is wrong. Taxing somebody and enslaving them with their, you're taking their currency, you're taking their energy. And you say, oh, don't call every fucking man property because they're not fucking slaves.
Right.
They're not, slave and property is not one and the same.
Slave and property is not one and the same. Slave is a human bondage. I mean, they're the South consider them to be chattel property. Yes.
There, now we're starting to get somewhere.
Well, except that
we're trying to figure out what
the
word
South.
means.
Well, the South.
I don't understand what every fucking word means.
But here's the thing:
you think you understand what every fucking word means?
Yeah, I do. The issue is that the issue is that the South thought and considered human beings to be chattel property. Luckily,
where did they get those
luckily
from to begin with?
Luckily, we have evolved as a society and to not treat that and to treat human beings as not simply chattel goods to be bartered and exchanged.
Because we learned that words mean something, and instead of putting different colored people into different fucking boxes, we put them all into the one fucking box of people and human being. We started to understand that every creation of God is a fucking human being, and they're not different titles. I was just listening to this yogi.
So wait, are you now walking back your? Oh, I'm sorry. Are you walking back your original claim that human beings can be considered property, or do you still believe that?
We are misinterpreting. We haven't set up the foundation of fact. We haven't set the fact up of what a property is. You think a property is something that different than what I think a property is. I do not believe what you believe a property is.
But you consider human beings to be property.
Property is something you create.
So you consider human beings to be part of that.
Like what I was trying to explain with you with the mother and the child thing. Without the child, the mother and father were not created. So the children, the mother and father are property of the children. The children are property of the mother, because without one and the other, they could have not been created.
That is asinine.
They can stand as man and women as individuals.
That is fucking reprehensible and asinine at the same time. Congratulations.
Without you being able to define a property, then you don't have rights to that property. So
I've already defined property for you.
Do you not think you have rights? Do you not believe you have rights to your mother and your father's property? Their property as well.
Depends. My parents have their own property rights. And
if they died, then what happens?
Depends.
Believes that it would go to you or your family or
yes, there are intestate laws in place that delineate where property goes when somebody passes. Yes, and in most cases, the first person in line, unless there's a will, the first person in line is usually the children or the spouse or the surviving spouse.
And then that's because that's those children's rights. And
okay.
without you having property, you don't have rights to anything.
Yeah, but the children, I do not have property rights over my mother's body. I have no property rights over my father's person, his body. I don't have those rights.
No, you don't.
Then why the fuck are you calling? Why the fuck are you calling people property? Because you're implying that they can be sold and manipulated with.
All property is a creation of something. You are misinterpreting my definition of properties. That is why a fucking court is set up, so you can define the fucking rules before you go to fucking trial. That is what pre-trial is. That is why the judge stands up there and tries to convince the fucking man to stand under the fucking rules of the corporate entity.
Stand under, understand. Oh my God, really? Come on, man. Come on, don't do this to me.
'cause, well,
Please,
we don't wanna
please
fucking-
tell me you don't. Please tell me you don't buy into the stand under understand thing.
We don't
He does.
understand- well,
Guys, he
it fucking
does.
Works in court.
He does.
It fucking works in court.
It doesn't.
It fucking works in court. So
the judge doesn't-
actually understands it. So why the fuck does he use that word?
Because it's synonymous with comprehend.
We only use it's
In normal everyday parlance, understand is the same thing as comprehend.
Yeah,
I know.
Is that what is
I'm s-
parlance? The king's court, the queen's
Christ.
court,
Oh my God,
Crown's
dude.
court,
I'm sorry. I apologize. I shouldn't be using SAT words with you. I need to dumb it down.
SAT. Yeah, because in a common law, you should be able to be as fucking ignorant, dumb, uneducated as you need.
Oh, I'm very, very confident I'm going to get justice in that kind of a setup with the ignorance of the masses, right?
Justice for what?
If my shit's
What are you gonna
stolen,
get justice for?
if I'm injured, I can't wait. Or on the other side, if I'm accused of doing wrong, I am so confident that my rights are going to be protected under that system of justice, right?
We can go that way. Okay, so yeah, if I'm a dumbass, I have no fucking idea, and I have evidence that I can bring into a court. I'm a dumbass. I have no fucking ideas but I'm smart enough to fucking know that I can. What evidence is that you've done me wrong? I bring that into the court. You think you're gonna fucking get away with it?
If you're gonna make accusations against me, I want to make sure that my rights are protected.
No, I'm
Yeah.
not saying accusations. I said I have the fucking evidence and the proof. Let's just go with it. I have the evidence and the proof. Okay.
Okay.
You came onto my property. I have fucking cameras everywhere.
Okay.
You came up and you stole my fucking cow off my property.
Okay.
I come and bring that evidence into court. You believe just because I'm a fucking idiot, you can go through court and win that?
Well, according to the way you work these things, I could just say go fuck yourself, and I'm not going to be a part of your court. What are you going to do about it? I also have a group of 10 guys who are going to back me up with firearms. Try me, bitch. What's going to happen now?
Okay, let's go with hypotheticals. I have a million people that will back me up with guns.
You initiated a hypothetical, so I'm giving you a response based on how you describe your civil society.
I gave you a logical hypothetical. I have 10 guys that'll back me up with fucking guns. It's not a fucking logical hypothetical.
How's that not? 10 is a reasonable number. I can get 10 guys that can help me out here.
Reasonable number. But
You don't think gangs exist? What if I was a member of the gang member?
You think the other man doesn't have 10 people on his side either.
Okay, so then
That's your logic.
okay, thank you. We are back to describing mob rule and warring factions. Congratulations.
Okay, but that's not what the fuck court is. That's what you want.
Well, your court. I'm telling you. Dude. Buddy, Garrett, I'm explaining to you how your court is fucking meaningless. It has no power, has no authority, no power whatsoever.
It functions all the time. The guys they take the oath and the affirmation or whatever the fuck it is to do right. When I open my fucking court, is going to do the right goddamn thing. If I know how to fucking use the words properly, and I make sure that the rules are defined in the court before we move forward.
The entire point I'm making is that your court only has teeth if it's backed up by something.
But you don't
by the threat of force.
People. My court is the same goddamn thing your court is. It's just not. I'm hoping that God and the Constitution that the man be in the fucking black robe that shouldn't be in a black robe, it should be in a fucking white robe, will actually hold up, be a moral fucking man and hold up the goddamn laws of the universe, not the laws that are written down by a fucking man.
So basically, you're relying on your.
It's like a practice of how we can be cordial together. That is what fucking law is. How can you be cordial with other men?
So
Okay? Let's practice law in the court. So let's learn how to be cordial with each other in a court. If you can't be cordial with me in a fucking court, There's going to be consequences. It's
Okay.
communities going to come after you. They're either going to do something to you because you can't be fucking cordial,
And
or
if
they're
I-
going to banish you, and you think that's mob fucking rule. That is what the fucking court is, dude.
Well, but if I have enough
But you
influence in
think
the town,
instead of it being
if I have enough
police,
influence in the
you think
town
it's
with
the
money,
fucking police with goddamn
connections, and social status, money,
guns.
connections
I'm gonna
with
move the
people
fucking
there,
man at that goddamn
and
town. Fuck
and you know what?
fucking
I get
goddamn
enough people
goddamn
with
thing.
me.
I'll move the fucking
It's going to
man.
be a civil war in the town because it's going to be a warring faction.
And that happens sometimes with stupid ass fucking men.
Okay, so
With men with fucking egos.
but
that don't
apparently
have love
but
in their
apparently
heart
that
and want
so
to do
apparently
good
that
things,
very
they
real
fucking do
scenario
that.
So that apparently that very real scenario is preferable to what we have now, where people don't take the law into their own hands.
Yeah, great. I'm glad people don't take the law in their fucking hands.
Well, that seems to be what you want your court to do.
Well, like, no. Let me not put the fucking law. Justice. Let's put justice in there instead of law, because the law you can't change.
And who's going to enforce the
Did
law?
you go to school? And when they say law is, you can't change. Like, that's what law is, dude.
How is your law going to be enforced? That's the whole point.
With your community, with your peers. What are the peers? When you say you're allowed a jury of your peers, what do the fuck you think that is? The United States citizens?
Okay, so if your the jury of the peers defines me guilty, and I still tell you to go fuck yourself,
No.
what's going to happen? You're going to get your men with guns, right? And then we're back to square one.
Oh, you don't have any guns.
Baseball bats, knives.
No. Yes and no. Maybe not.
I mean, we could West Side Story this shit. You know, wrap our hands around it together.
Does this man that we've convicted in court want to continue to be part of civil society? If he does, then he's going to probably follow that judgment so he can continue to be part of civil society. Because what people realize is, because if this man that has a judgment against him won't stand honorably, why would I contract with that man anyways? The courts are there to uphold a contract. That is, go in the fucking your constitution and go look at what the Constitution is made to do. It's made to uphold contracts, and contracts are superior.
Uphold the law.
Man-to-man contracts are superior above every fucking legal rule, legislation.
Man in contracts?
What?
Men in contracts are above the law?
Man's contracts. Two men that come together that contract. That is what the Constitution is there to protect, is that contract. The governments cannot interfere with a man's contract with another man. The court is there to help figure out who is right or wrong. And
again,
when you get a judgment against yourself, it's like a reputation.
But again, what contract was formulated? What contract was formulated when I burglarized your house or something like that? What was the original? I forget what you originally charged me with.
That's a crime. That's a crime.
That's a crime. Yeah.
Okay.
But again, you keep. Well, no. But the problem is here, the whole functionality of the way this thing is supposed to work deals with crime and punishment when somebody does wrong, and I really feel like you think that this sort of you're relying on your civil society to be you're relying on hopes, dreams, and wishes for your civil society to work. That hopefully somebody, if they're convicted by a jury of their peers, they're gonna be like, you know what? I'm sorry, a jury of my peers, they found me guilty. What am I gonna do? And just accept the punishment. The level of naivety that has to go into that is adorable. I feel like it's very innocent of you, but people are assholes in this world.
Did you not just understand what I expressed there when you have a judgment against yourself, and in the court of in public record, everybody can see what the judgment has been against you, instead of the government's administrative court where they fucking hide everything.
And what are you gonna do about it, bitches?
In the public record, you don't contract with that man again. What happens when you don't contract with another man? What happens to that fucking man when they cannot contract with another man?
I could kill a man. But I'm ostracized by the society. Apparently, that's the extent of punishment.
Well, most communities would just fucking would say that's a nuisance to society, and you're
And do what?
You're not acting like a man that is created by God. You're acting like an animal. So we will lock you up. I'm fine with fucking that. If you go out and you kill somebody and you can't be fucking turned into a man once again.
And then what happens?
To love people.
If I can't do that, what happens? What happens?
Go ahead and lock them up. I'm fine.
Oh, finally! Thank you for reintroducing the prison system. We're getting somewhere.
Enforcement. You do not need policy enforcement officers with fucking guns to do that.
We are already well on our way to becoming back to what we are right now. And this is, and thank you for very much.
You guys are not functioning in. The corporation is not functioning in. You believe you're functioning in the fucking society that we've created. You're not. You're lying to yourself. You're indoctrinated, and you're fucking lying to yourself. You're immoral. You have no fucking idea what you're talking about.
So I'm glad that you've now reinvented the prison system. At the end of the day, I appreciate that, man.
It's called jail.
Well, the jail and prison, they're two different things.
Prison. Yes, they are two different things.
Yeah.
And that's why I say words mean something. A prison is for corporate entities or for fake fucking corporations to be there.
I think it's okay. I think we can end it right there. I think that's a good way to end.
Figure out what the fuck court is, dude.
I
go on and start educating people with fucking stupidity as continue to do that and think that you're right, but you're not. You're wrong. In the law, in the eyes of the law, you are wrong. But you do not know what the fuck.
And yet I have
fucking something that is written down.
I have cases, judgments, and enforcements to prove otherwise that you are incorrect.
Right now, I'll sit back and show me, but don't show me the fucking definition of law that's made up by the goddamn corporation because they just fucking put it. Every fucking thing is law just because that's what they fucking believe.
I mean, I thought
it's in a court fucking document made by a corporation, a fictional entity that when they say law, which actually means legal, that it's actually a fucking law, dude.
Well, that's how the law works in this country.
No, that's how legal works.
No, that's how the law works.
Fucking devil works in our country.
The devil.
And that is what's fucking running our fucking world right now is the devil and
the evil Satan. The evil Satanists are coming back on us.
They're already here, dude. That's what Earth is. We're in fucking hell right now.
Do you think
without our bodies, we would not feel heat. We would not feel hot. There would not be fiery hell.
Hey,
this is fiery fucking hell. Once we leave this fucking body, we won't be able to feel fucking hell anymore. We'll be in the fucking universe with fucking God, and that's heaven.
Quick question.
You feel the light, you feel love, light, and you feel amazing. That's when people die and they never want to fucking come back. They feel the most joy they've ever felt.
Quick question. Do you think I'm a lizard person?
No.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
But I believe in aliens.
That's not what I asked. Damn it. Why the hell is this not working?
Now if I can study your eyes well enough and like fucking twitch and I see some fucking weird shit, then I might consider it.
Oh. Wait, so you think they do exist?
But hey, if you're saying you're an alien, lizard person, then I believe you. Just like the judge. The judge in this case that I wanted to go through and make some points against, he's like, this guy's like, I blah, blah, blah this, and he's like, I believe you. Because he understands what the fucking word believe means. He believes that man is telling the truth. Why would you not believe somebody when a man tells you something unless they have contradicted themselves?
Why should I trust your word though? I don't know if
Judge probably understands what belief means more than I do.
Okay, so can you see my screen that I'm sharing?
Yep. But I'd rather go through that more case than anything.
You asked me to provide evidence. Hey, you already said that you rely on these cases as an authority, right?
That's fine.
So
this is evident. Okay, hold on.
Can you tell me what?
But first, let me explain. This is evidence. I agree, but it's not fact because I don't agree. The two parties here do not agree on it, so it's not fact. So go ahead.
No. This is demonstration.
And then when we disagree, we'll go to the jury, and they will determine what is fact.
It's not a matter of whether a jury. It's not a matter of. No. See, you don't understand how citations work. Well, how citations work is.
What the fuck is a citation?
What you put in your description of your YouTube video.
When did I ever use the word citation?
Oh my fucking god! A citation is a reference to a court case, right? You quoted court cases in your description, right?
Oh, you're talking about that kind of stuff. I thought you meant like how the police officer cites you.
No.
Citation.
No,
okay, yeah. I'm sorry. See, this is why we need to define words when we're talking about something so we can understand with each other. But yes, I do cite things. I cite things, but I never use the word citation. But so go ahead.
Okay, so I'm sure you're familiar with this. Is Florney versus First National Bank, right?
You actually could use the word reference. I referenced it because that's what you do in a court. I would reference the court, the United States government's rules, regulations, and procedures.
Well,
I reference that. Go ahead.
Well, I cite two cases. And Florney versus First National Bank. In your description of your video, when you put this, and also with Paul, also, the first thing that they said that you first claimed that this was a U.S. Supreme Court case, correct?
I don't know. I don't think
you don't know. Well, here's the thing: if you're going to cite shit or reference shit, get it right. Get it rule. Then why? Then stop. Then stop referencing it because it's false.
Stop sending police officers after me with fucking guns and threatening me for not committing.
What the fuck does that have anything to do with you referencing incorrect court cases?
Well, it makes me feel safer when I can try to bring morals out of an individual by citing their rules, regulations, and procedures.
Oh, so you have no problem being dishonest. As long as it furthers your narrative.
How is that dishonest?
Because it's a fake quote.
I believe this is your rule, your regulation, and your guidelines.
And it's a false quote. That's the point I'm making. It's not a Supreme Court case. It's a Supreme Court of Louisiana. It's a state court case. And the quote that you're citing there does not exist.
My point is, it really does not matter to me. The only reason
So being dishonest does not matter to you. Got it. Being dishonest does not matter to you.
It's not dishonest, though. I believe these are your rules, your regulations, and your guidelines.
I'm telling you that
don't apply to me.
That your reliance on this quote, notwithstanding that you don't believe them as authority, you and Paul kept on citing to them, saying, "Hey, even under their rules, they agree with us." No, they don't. That's my point.
Okay, fine.
So then now I'm going to ask you. I'm going to ask you to be more honest, and stop referencing to him.
I'm going to be honest with you. I will nitpick something out of there to try to get a moral basis out of an individual with a gun threatening me at a traffic stop so I do not fucking die by upholding my goddamn God-given rights.
Thank you for the non sequitur. I want to focus on these cases that you keep on citing. None of them pan out. I've looked up these cases, each and every one.
We will look at these papers, but it does not matter whose court it is.
Okay, then take them off your description.
Court of my fucking ass.
Then take them off your description and stop citing to them as if they support your argument.
Dude, I'll do the fuck I want. You guys do what you want.
All right.
You guys make up rules, and
you guys hear this?
People based off of your fucking rules.
He doesn't.
You guys stop.
So you don't. So all right. I'm glad you admitted that you do not care whether or not what you cite, what you reference to is accurate. Gotcha. Thank you. I'm glad we got that cleared up.
Sorry, I'm trying to get the lights on. I forget which light switch it is. But why does it matter? Why does it matter? As long as
accuracy matters.
A cop that has a fucking badge does not injure me for no fucking reason, I'm fine, because you know what? I'm allowed to live and continue my fucking life.
So a cop does bad.
I do not want to start doing the fucking things that these people tell me to fucking do because they believe they have the fucking right to tell me what the fuck to do.
A cop does bad.
Okay?
That means you don't care about accuracy in your information.
I'm not going to pay their fucking taxes. I'm not going to follow their fucking rules, but I will fucking lie. They're allowed to lie. I'm a fucking allowed to lie.
Ah, gotcha.
That's a
So
different fucking situation. It's
so
different
because-
in court to lie or not.
So because
not allowed. Is a cop allowed to lie in court?
no.
Okay. Is he allowed to lie not in court?
Yes.
Okay. So I have the fucking same rules as he.
Okay, so fine. You do not care. So because cops lie in investigations, therefore you can be intellectually dishonest when you present your information to people when trying to learn them into the truth.
Okay.
You don't care about
Define intellectually.
you don't care about being intellectually dishonest about
Define intellectually.
intellectually meaning that you are having a double standard. You're being a complete hypocrite.
I don't think that's the definition of intellectually. I think that has something to do with like smarts or something. I don't know. I haven't looked that one up. I haven't broken that word down. I haven't syntaxed that word yet. But if you want to understand what that word means, I would recommend syntaxing that word and going back, actually figuring out how the fuck that word was created.
Okay, so
before you start using it.
Notwithstanding, you're being intellectually dishonest by not wanting to correct yourself when being presented with accurate information.
I'm correct.
No, you're not. Your quotes that you put in your description are false. They're demonstrably false.
I stand correct all the time. I'm a free man, and to stay free and not buy into their fucking system, I will fucking lie. I'm fine with it.
What I really loved was that in your previous 9-minute video that you posted this morning, you were saying that you hoped that you said that you would be willing to be corrected, but it's clear that you don't want to be corrected here.
But we need to
you don't want to be corrected here. I'm presenting you the actual cases in full that you're referencing in your description. You don't want to hear any of it.
You're nitpicking my.
You don't want to hear any of it, do you?
Wait, hold on. We'll go back to your nitpicking. The same thing you're saying here. I pull out certain things. Now you just pull out something, and I tried it out of the whole fucking video, and you're missing the points of that fucking video. The point of that video is a court is there to put a claim, and then the two parties come together and they establish the rules so they can understand what those rules are. Okay, and then that's how you establish a fact. So if you want to be factual, let's establish facts. We have to agree on something to establish facts. If we don't agree on something, then I don't wish to contract with you. I won't do anything with you, okay? Whatever. I'll go on with my pretty little life, and I'll live peacefully, and I'll respect people, and I won't send fucking officers after somebody with a fucking gun to enforce my rules, regulation, and policies. Because I have many rules, regulations, and policies.
So are we going to go back to the issue of the cases in question, or are you just going to keep on gish galloping?
Yes, we will go ahead, but like everything, words matter, and I can break all of this stuff apart, and you're just going to be like, but this means this because somebody told me it means this. And I'll be like,
no,
well,
I'm not.
the fucking fact.
No, I'm not talking about.
The fact that this means that. How
Bitch,
do we agree upon something?
Calm down. Calm down. I am not talking about. I am not. The reason I'm putting up these cases is not for us to go into a deep dive on the specifics of them. The reason I'm bringing up these cases is because in your description, you reference these cases. I looked up the citations that you provided. 197 LA 1067 yada yada yada. So I looked up those cases. You in the description of your case, in the description therein, you're saying this is a U.S. Supreme Court case, quote, XYZ ABC, end quote. My point here in that you
go to the link, I wasn't the author of that. And it really doesn't.
And I'm well aware you're not the author of that. I'm well aware that Paul, you got it from Paul more than likely.
But he was the author of that as well.
I'm sure that, and I know Paul got it from the internet himself, which is where
explaining to you why we reference their codes. I'm trying to explain to you why we reference their codes. It's so we don't die on the side of the fucking road, to be able to travel like you have the right to, no matter what fucking property you use. It does not matter what conveyance of travel you're using.
And the point I'm making is that I understand the reasons why you reference these cases, even if you don't believe them. I understand that. You told me that. What the point I'm making here is that the quotes that you're relying on, where you're saying, even if we don't agree, even if we don't find these as an authority, these quotations do not exist context in the actual decisions themselves. The point I'm making, all the reason why I'm bringing your attention to them, is because I have looked up these cases. Many of them are not U.S. Supreme Court cases, number one. Number two, many of the alleged quotes that you are using, it's like, hey, here's this quote, they don't exist in the cases. All I'm saying is that if you are somebody who is on a path to discovering truth, I would expect that at the very least you get the most accurate information that you can. Even if you do not care about them as an authority in the first place, I would expect you to double check and cite your sources like any truth seeker would. Because like you said earlier, like you said in the previous conversation,
I believe these are your rules. And
like you said in the previous conversation, like you said about an hour ago, where you accused me of doing nothing but relying on whatever was said in the book, Paul just downloaded that PDF full of those quotes and just bought them wholesale, and probably did not do his due diligence by looking up the cases themselves to see whether or not it's accurate information.
Because you know how you find truth? The truth is within yourself, man. I know truth. I don't need this.
Truth is fucking subjective. Thank you. All right. Yeah, we're not going to get anywhere with that line. If you're saying that truth is what you find within yourself, fucking hell. We just turned into a goddamn Saturday morning cartoon.
No, we're talking about fucking words and meanings and how all that stuff. But if you want to go ahead and go through this bullshit, but I'm not a legal person. I'm not a lawyer. This means nothing to me. Really, it doesn't.
You're absolutely right. I feel like going through this was a waste of my time and a waste of your time.
You want to go through that video and you want to understand how this.
No, I honestly think that's going to be a waste of our time anyway.
Jurisdiction of a corporation. I can help you understand that.
No, I think I know
You were in.
See, the sad part,
video.
the Garrett.
You got one fact right in that whole fucking video.
Garrett, the problem is.
You were right. He was wrong. The only right you were right is he was wrong. That's the only right. You were right. You were never right about why he was wrong. The judge was right about what he was wrong.
Garrett, I think you presented in the last 2 hours. I think you presented a very strong case for what exactly you're going to say in that video as to why you think that this guy lost. Because you've already given the hints. You've already talked about represent. You've already talked about stand under. You've already talked about jurisdiction. Honest to God, Garrett, you are the standard run-of-the-mill sovereign citizen.
Judges understand words. You're understand.
Great.
Put me in the fucking bucket. Be a fucking ignorant motherfucker. That is what you're doing when you do that. You're not understanding fucking words.
I'm.
You learn that fucking shit. You don't even want to know in the beginning how to get a fucking through pre-trial.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. I apologize. I apologize for putting you into a label while you call my profession a bunch of Satanists. I apologize if I triggered you there.
They're acting like it. A Satanist is somebody that's doing is negative. They're wrong.
You really gonna be all triggered about being labeled a sovereign citizen when you've been calling me nothing but a Satan worshiper and immoral and
you can call me
et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
That does not help anybody. does not truly explain who I am.
Oh, I think
and it does not truly help you understand that fucking court case and what went on in that fucking building.
Oh, I know exactly what happened there.
Help you one. No, you did not.
Oh yeah, I do.
Because where he lost is he lost in the fucking pre-trial.
No, he didn't.
He identified it as the fucking person. He identified it as his fucking social security number. He identified it as the fucking trust of his fucking birth certificate. That is not him. He did not create that. It's not his fucking problem.
Spoiler alert! It doesn't matter. Spoiler alert! Your word magic doesn't work. Carl Lentz is not going to save you.
All the fucking time, dude.
Carl Lentz isn't going to save you. Every single time it's lost. It's lost every single time. Yes, it has. Yes, it has.
Because it does not move forward.
It lost all every single. I'm gonna present a challenge to you, Garrett. Show me a case where a sovereign citizen won on the merits.
I presented a challenge to you, and you're not even open to it. Let's have a real fucking court and establish real fucking facts. You can present your peers. I'll present my peers, and we can have those peers determine what the fucking facts are.
Well, I believe we've already established.
Have a fucking court. Let's do it.
I believe your court. The only way truth is determined in your court is at the end of a gun. Okay, we've already established. We've already established that your court is mob rule. At the end of the day.
No, you established that, and I established your fucking court is goddamn mob rule. And you know what? It's worse than fucking mob rule. I would
you
mob. Dude,
no, you
have the mob, dude.
No, you.
I'd rather have the mob. The mob has more fucking morals than the goddamn police and government. Why would you not want to have the actual mob? I'm talking about the actual mob that the government, the terrorist government, and the CIA and the FBI defined as a mob, the Chicago mob.
Wait, the Cosa Nostra?
I would rather have them be fucking governing than the fucking government we have now, because they have more morals than the fucking government does now.
I think that is an excellent point to end on. Thank you. That's amazing.
So you're not going to take me up on my whatever our court thing? Do you not want to actually learn what the fucking court is? It's
painfully obvious that we tried to have that court here and it didn't work.
No, because it's not. This is a debate. This is what I was trying to not have with you, because we never got anywhere. We never established a fact because you do not understand how to establish a fact. You think a fact has something to do with fucking science.
You think
it actually does have something to do with science, but if you understand, scientists go out and they study something and they come up with
you think facts can be mathematically demonstrated with grammar? That's your way of determining facts. Your way of determining facts is from a guy who thought he was the king of Hawaii and thought he was a reincarnated.
They have good studies of history, and they got a point to make.
Okay,
that is what I'm saying. I think the fucking guy's fucking crazy as shit.
I'm gonna take your word on that.
Got a point to make.
I'm sure you thought he did.
You just think the fucking government that writes shit down on the paper has ultimate authority to tell you what the fuck to think.
No.
What the fuck is fact and truth and logic and everything, but it's not, dude. It is not.
It's not what you think it is, dude. It's not. It's kind of weird.
I understand. That's why you do a fucking court where you establish the facts.
Your court is a bunch of BS. Your court is the insanity.
Your fucking court. My court and your court is the fucking same thing. The only difference is that you believe a fictional entity only can hold court. Why do you believe only a fictional entity can hold court? Yeah.
Because we don't take law into our own hands anymore.
So robots do all the judging in the court. That you just made all robots? Well, they are kind of robots.
What?
Who do you think fucking creates? Who's behind the mask? Who's behind the persona? A person is a persona, is a mask.
No. A person is a person.
They're actors.
A person is a human being.
That man is acting as judge.
No, that's his.
that bench.
That's his job.
He becomes a man.
No, that's his job. His job is the roles of a judge.
What do you do when you go outside and you're always acting, really? You're acting as someone. You're actually never showing your true colors.
Okay. What?
Okay. So when you put a title on something, then you start taking on that persona of that title. If you become a man, then you take the persona of a man. But I don't need to be called a person. I'm a man.
I can be both.
Okay. So I can do both too. I'll take any fucking identity I want. I'll make up any fucking idea. I'm allowed in my fucking rules, laws, and regulations to make up any fucking identity. As long as I don't create harm, injury, or loss to anybody else.
Okay. That's fine. But as long as you're here, you're obligated to follow the laws of the fiction.
I do follow the laws, but you don't understand what the fucking law is. When
I know what the law is.
We establish the facts, and we're practicing law.
No, you're not.
Administrating law. Law's already there. We're working within the bounds of the laws.
Okay.
That is what the court is doing. And then you establish the rules of the facts.
Oh, so when's the part where you syntax shit?
That's how you understand what the words mean.
That's what I thought. Okay. If
you understand what words mean.
That I know that you're trying to. Are you trying to make a hybrid David Wynn Miller and Carl Lentz thing?
That's what I'm doing. I'm being a man.
It's like a hybrid form, and you think that that's gonna work out for you in the end?
I will take every piece of fucking information or truth that I believe, and I will put it together.
So you're gonna
create whatever the fuck I want.
So you're gonna syntax the speeding ticket, right?
Create something.
You're gonna syntax the speeding ticket and then send it back A for V.
No, I'm gonna write deny or refusal on that fucking speeding ticket, and I'll send it back to the person that sent it to me.
Okay. Well, let me know how that goes.
And then I'll call up the court and make sure that the man that I refuse the ticket doesn't do something fraudulent and try to
if you don't,
the court.
If you don't,
have the fucking fraudulent guys with guns come.
Well, if you don't appear, they'll put a bench warrant.
No, but if they do fraudulently put that piece of paper.
Well, it won't be fraudulent. It'll be part of due process.
No, it's not. It's fraudulent.
It is. No, it's due process.
That somebody else allows to happen doesn't mean it's right or wrong.
Okay.
It could still be fraudulent if
whatever you say
allows you to do it.
Okay, sure. Whatever you say, man. Whatever you say. You know what? You are free. Right. You are free to believe whatever you want.
Right, man.
Take care, buddy. Later. I'll be right back. Oh, don't worry about that. No drinking. Not after last night. What's my drink? Let me go ahead and get all these super chats that I missed. So, I was kind of focused on the discussion, and no beer, please no. Okay. And I know I missed a lot of y'all super chats, so so let me get through them as fast as I can. I actually know I missed some that were last night as well. So Give me a second. But P Rhymes, I saw a $10 super chat. Already when the pandemic is over, go up to some bars in Hoboken, New Jersey. I find a lot of introverted neats trying to connect, especially the barcades. I do miss the barcade. Thank you for the $2 super chat for Pickle Gang in here. Jeremy Edens, $10 super chat. Pickle Gang, it is. Thank you guys. There he is. I see you there, man. 2 hours ago, Smarty Marty, thank you for the $4.99 super chat. Lurkin Hank, thank you for the $5 super chat. I'm pretty sure Artie knows the law pretty well. I'd like to think so. Andrew Solhani, thank you for the $20 super chat. Good job, Artie, by just allowing him to speak. You've shown he is ungrounded in reality, and we can dismiss his arguments. I feel sorry for him. He needs help. I think he's pretty set in his ways at this point. Kavira Art, Kyvera Art, I apologize. $6.99 Canadian. His IQ is room temperature. Agent of the Matrix, $20 super chat. Just to be clear, this guy is wrong about the Bible verse he quoted. He has nothing to do with the court. It has to do with dealing with a brother in the church who has wronged another brother and holding him accountable. I mean, I think that's where a lot of these guys get this sort of thing, this sort of an archaic version of courts, of redressing disagreements amongst townspeople. I'm not surprised. They kind of reference that thing. Kojak, you jump scared me, but I had to play it off. I didn't turn off the jump scares. Thank you for the $10 tip. What does this twat waffle do for a living? I think he said he cleaned houses, and I think he also mentioned that he did DoorDash or something like that. Agent of the Matrix, $5 super. No, nothing that this guy quotes from the Bible can be used for his ideas. He has no idea what he's even quoting from the Bible. Andrew Solhani, thank you for the $10 super chat. Translation: if I disagree with it, it is not a law, and it's such a sad waste of oxygen. That sounds about right when it comes to most sovereign citizens. They definitely like to pick and choose what laws they want to adhere to, what laws they want to ignore, and will recognize the existence of an authority when it suits them. That's kind of typical. Hilarious. Thank you for the $9.99 super chat. No need to read live. This is for the bottles of ibuprofen you will definitely need after this interaction is concluded. I feel so sorry for your forehead after all the face palms. Agent of the Matrix, thank you for the $5 super chat. I wish I could say he was trolling, but he isn't. He is so down on the rabbit hole, he'll never get out till he ends up in jail. No, I agree. I think he's a little too far gone. Nathan, thank you for the $5 super chat. Artie, I think he's schizophrenic. No, I don't think he's there. I don't think so. He's just too far gone. Rodent, no last name, $2 super chat. Thank you. That is not how any of this works. Facepalm. Well, you could. Yeah, I don't know what part of this you said this at, but it's probably you can list any part of it and it would be accurate. Akira, 808 State, $4.99. That's not how it works. That's how any of this works. I hate when this guy talks over you, overtalks you, Artie. I know. I understood that. I'm not surprised. This guy really does love to overtalk. I tried my best not to do the same. I hope I did my best to not do the same, but I guess I can only tell if I go rewatch it. Aryan Hod, thank you for the $5 for your beer fund. I appreciate that, man. No beer tonight. I'm definitely just drinking some water. AZ the Kid, $4.99 super chat. Keep ruining those fools. How old is he? I think he's a couple. It sounds based on what he said, it sounded only a couple of years younger than I, so he might be in his early 30s. Kojak, $5 tip. Is this Weird Al Yankovic's younger brother? They look alike. I'm still partial to the Randy Johnson comparison. MK Fathers, $7.99 Australian. You are doing a great job, Artie. This man continues to speak over you, and he fails to understand basic civics. Well, he already told me that he has never taken physics whatsoever, so I feel like we're we kind of know where the origins lie when it comes to this. Riddler 347 $5. Artie was so proud he got to find a soft sit while DJing is backing away saying he can have him. This one is too stupid, Artie. I don't know why I do this to myself. Deacon needs to like bonk me over the head next time I get this idea. Ziggy for the facts. Thank you for the $5 per chat. If I steal your unregistered plates, what do you do? That's a good point. Gin and Toxin, thank you for the $5 Canadian. If I this logic is like the witch scene in Quest for the Holy Grail. Yeah, basically. Do witches burn? What do we use to burn witches? More witches! Shh. AZ the Kid with a $4.99 super chat. Bible says an eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. This guy's nuts. I mean, I was kind of wondering if we were going to get to that point, and I was trying to get him, seeing if he was going to recognize like the level of crime and punishment during the biblical era and how fucking draconian it was, and how the rights of the accused were nowhere near the level that they are here. But it is what it is. Agent of the Matrix, $20. The ability to speak doesn't make you intelligent. You understand those words, Unchained. You understand those words, Unchained. Agent, again, another Agent. Really appreciate all your support, man. You are a fucking mad lad. $5. You cherry picked the Bible and twisted it to make a point to random kids. What the heck is wrong with you? Yeah, when he told that story, that was kind of fucking weird, and then it got really fucked up when he bought into the line about human beings being chattel, which is another fucking it's a trope that's just disturbing. Hilarious. $4.99. So now we have Sovsit Nathan referencing Nathan Thompson, the flat earther who decided to proselytize to kids at recess, to elementary school kids at recess. Which is fucking creepy. Here, kitty, come talk to me about my weird beliefs next to my panel van. I promise it's okay. I have candy. I should have done that in Herbert voice. William Foley, $5. This guy is the definition of incoherent, willfully ignorant fool. Agent again. Oh my god, dude, you. Wrong, you Unchained are wrong. Shut up and stop using the Bible to fit your BS viewpoints. Wrote it, no last name, $5. Biblical justice, nobody expects to stand with the Spanish Inquisition. Yeah, I know. Deacon, $10. At this point, he has admitted a lot on what matters to him. Human beings are not property. Couldn't agree more. Bruce, $10. Oh my god, Artie, you can't win an argument with this idiot. Please have a couple of beers on me. Appreciate it, man. Kojak, $5. This guy is 2 quantum words short of a load. Again, Kojak, $5. This guy was in the movie Idiocracy. Definitely be an extra for sure. Karen Kukisimo, there we go. Karen Kukisimo, $2. Artie, give the kid a sticker, send him home. Nathan, $5. Artie, ask him if the earth is flat. I almost did. After I asked him if he thought I was a lizard person, I was going to ask if he thought the world was flat, but I got distracted. I was tempted. Kit, $1.90, $2. This guy sounds like Quantum Eraser, can't unhear. Ziggy for the facts. Again, thank you very much, man. $10. He didn't rage quit, but I enjoyed the entertainment. Agent, you fucking psychopath. Stop it. $2. You can skip over the Bible ones for me, Artie. Oh, well, too late. And James, Gisea. There we go. $20. Have a sit, breathe. Don't let the silliness infect your day. No, it's not. I mean, it is what it is. Thank you guys for all the support. I don't know if that was entertaining. I feel like it was far more painful for you people than it was entertaining. But Yeah, that was an experience. Ooh. But I'll see. I'm honestly I'm drained in terms of having an actual like after show. I might get in touch with Schrodinger or something, or somebody out there if they want to do a an after show maybe tomorrow. But I do not have the energy. I need to relax my brain by playing some video games, and I think that's the only way I'm going to be able to figure that to solve that. Breaking news: Artie is a lizard person and a satanic cult member. Yeah, I know. Look, unless you want to watch me play video games, which I know most of you guys don't want to watch me play video games, that's what I'm gonna do. I do not have the mental capacity to relive what I just experienced. So thank you very much. I saw that Thomas EG1. Thank you for the $5 for that. Artie, will you please debate Schrodinger's cat to get this taste out of your mouth? I should probably do that. What game? Well, I'm not gonna play it here. You know, I don't want to do that here. Again, I don't like, you know, crossing wires from my one channel to the other, because I don't want, you know, people who only want to watch me kill myself by debating these folks to get all put off if I start playing, I don't know, Cyberpunk or some shit. But and also KN, thank you for joining as a member. I saw that. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Oh God, you want? Hang on. I want to. Part of me wants to, but I feel like all the other part of me is just like, maybe it's just me, myself, and I. I don't know. What am I even wanting to play? Mass Effect. That's what I probably play. But Mass Effect is too plot driven, too you know, plot heavy. I feel like in times like this, the game I usually end up playing is like Battlefield or something like that. I feel like playing COD or Battlefield or a shooter just to like just decompress until I get, you know, shafted, and then, you know, I get ganked and spawn killed. Then it just increases my rage. No, I'm not going to play. No, I'm never going to play Fortnite ever. Innocent. That's never going to happen. Doom. Oh, Doom. Maybe I should play Doom. You guys think I should play Doom? Yes, I know the next Battlefield was announced. I am so hyped for that. I'm definitely getting it, hands down. I should probably play Doom. My gaming channel name is Artrexis Lives, and no, Nathan, I'm not gonna play Alien Isolation. Jesus. Doom? Doom? Candy Crush. Skyrim. Could also play Skyrim. I should get out of this first. Wait. Hang on. Oops. Dark Souls. I mean, I'm wearing my Fallout shirt, but probably play some Doom. I know you guys would love for wanting me to with Archer and everybody. Yeah, because the shirt's green, it's kind of being affected by the chroma key. I would actually love to play Among Us with Marvel Girl and them. I've never played Among Us, and I'm actually kind of curious about it. I know. I need to get. We should probably get a bunch of debunkers to play it. Get them around. But should I just play it now while this is live? No. I shouldn't do that. I want to keep the debate. So I'm gonna stop. It's called Our Trexus Lives is my channel name. My gaming channel. But if I'm gonna be real, I know I keep saying it. I kind of want to play Doom, but it's just I'm so tired. I keep saying I am gonna play it, but actually I don't think I'm gonna. I think I'm gonna stop. It's actually almost 10 o'clock. It's almost 10 o'clock. So as much as part of me does want to play Doom, I think I'm gonna turn it in. And rest my brain. It's 9:45 here, and I got to work in the morning. So, yeah. So again, check me out. You can check me out on my gaming channel. Tomorrow's Thursday, right? Yeah. So I'll do that. I'm just gonna breathe. Thank you guys again for being here tonight. I hope it didn't hurt you. I hope it was more entertaining than painful for you. And yeah, we'll see what happens later. Have a good night. Take care. And I need a rest. I think I do need to take some ibuprofen. Good night, guys. See you later. Why? What have I done? All hail Queen Furry.